Hello, everybody, and welcome to 3.5. Welcome to GITCG tournament. This is 3.5 NA weekly number 2. I'm your host Kojo, and joining me today is.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here. My name is Reis, and I'm looking forward to today's matches. Thank you, Kojo, for the introduction.
How are you doing today, Reese?
I'm doing pretty well. It's daylight savings time here in the East Coast, so adjusting to that as usual. But how are you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm all right. Daylight saving is definitely a mess. It messed up all my timings. I'm like, oh, it's now an hour later. Rip.
I know, and I had to wake up early and rush around all over the place, so
hmm
happy to be here. Hoping to see some unique decks today, maybe some Yola, some Kujasara, some of the newer stuff.
Yeah, definitely. See, the worst part about daylight savings is that my Genshin reset time is now really bad, so I can't like stay up and make sure I get my reset.
Wait, what time is the Genshin reset time?
My Genshin reset now is 2 a.m. and it used to be 1 a.m. So I'm like, man.
uh, I think was 3 a.m. here, which means it's 4 a.m. now. Not that I'm ever actually up
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah. Well, see, because I could usually like sneak in with 1 a.m. But now I definitely can't because I want to actually maintain the sleep schedule. I mean, what? I would never do that.
You have no sleep schedule. Just play the next day. Not a big
True
deal.
and real. Let's see. If you don't mind, Reese, I think let's go ahead and cover our weekly's rule set. Nothing too much, but it's always good to let our audience know the rule set. Flip
Y-
to it in just a moment.
Yes. So I'll go ahead and describe how the game's going to be played. So this is going to be a best of one matchups with 5 rounds to see who can be 5-0 or 4-1s to potentially qualify for the majors at the end of the season.
hmm See, nothing too crazy, just your standard 5 rounds of Swiss, and hopefully we're getting some qualifications. Let's see here. Oh, just jumping over to it. Do you think you'll ever be entering again for tournaments if you have the time?
Well, I would love
hmm
to, honestly.
Yeah,
But
I've been entering in a different region for EU, and my first week was bad, but I'm relatively happy with the second week scoring. I got 3-2.
wow, yeah, I don't have any other accounts in the other regions, so maybe if NA is full on casting, I'll enter one tournament.
Yeah, maybe.
See how I do.
It's definitely tough to work on accounts. I've been on my rant about a million times about how much I hate new account grinding. Please lower the AR level hoyoverse. It is ridiculously high to play TCG.
I could have sworn it was at AR20, but I feel like I misheard and it's not actually AR20.
You start at AR. You can do it at AR 32, but then if you want to unlock Inazuma cards, you have to go all the way through Rain Shogun Story Quest Part 2, which is a very very long time.
Oh, that's easy. What do you mean?
You say it's easy, and then you do
It,
it, and then you're like, oh.
I think it took me 2 months to get to that point when I started playing the game, like in
Right,
July.
but that's
So
two. That's 2 months. That's 2 months of no tournaments.
I know I'm just giving you a hard time. It's
I
absolutely
know.
ridiculous.
All right, and we're jumping into a game. We have Attila versus Risa. Let's see it.
We got Virgin Chicken over here
hmm
versus uh
It's so
KG.
the official name from TCs is going to be Electrocharge Mirror Maiden.
Oh, that sounds so boring, but I'll go with it.
I mean, we also called it Electro Pool, but I think the TC head staff is going to come after me. It's okay. I accept it's Mirror Maiden Electrocharged. I mean, because to be fair, I think this is your first time actually seeing this deck, right? Out in play.
Yes, it is my first time seeing this deck.
It gained popularity right after the major showing, but it is definitely a deck not to be underestimated. It is very strong.
We can call it the shocking reflection.
Shocking reflection, yes. Get the TC set.
It's me when I look in the mirror every morning. JK.
True.
But we got Fischl coming out right here. Looks like they're going to get the summons up to apply Hydro. Fischl probably going to go ahead and put her Oz out to enable some of those reactions coming up.
hmm
And
Yeah. So I mean, I mean, did you want to know anything about specifically this deck, or does like the game plan seem like pretty sufficient? Just mash the summon button and then attack.
so one question I did have about this deck, and maybe the
hmm
viewers had a question as well, is that does the Mirror Maiden run the talent card?
So I don't believe I would have to look at decks, but I don't think I mind Mirror Maiden Talent card that much because it's surprisingly strong. I mean, in my opinion, that the fact that you can stop people, from swapping essentially, and then also having the Hydro debuff, but that's stock standard part of the kit. The factor of forcing people to cost way more when they want to swap is very annoying.
Yes, I can imagine so. And I wonder, you know, who is going, for this matchup, which deck has the upper hand? It seems like it's sustained damage versus burst damage.
Yeah. I am curious. I don't know because Attila's deck could have a lot of names, but I've heard a lot of like RGB Chicken as like the one I like that rolls off the tongue the best.
RGB chicken sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The,
Fried
the
chicken. What about rainbow chicken?
Corsair chicken.
Let's see. Come on, someone craft a chicken cordon bleu. That's my favorite.
These elemental dice here.
See. Attila's thinking about it. Did deploy burst on Xingqiu, so not much use out of him left, but is opting to keep it. I think they have something in their hand that they might be able to use.
Yeah, Hyman going to be proccing their effect
Oh,
this
and
turn.
Lyman. My goodness.
12 mana coming out.
Yeah, it's a good amount. I think Attila also has a pretty decent hand to work with. Timmy. I think this is round 2, so it might be a little late, but it depends on how much Attila can last out this the opposing deck.
Yeah, and Bolt of Downfall is coming out. True damage will take the knockout on Xingjiao.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Xingqiu
Now,
is out of
Official
here.
has true energy on her. Now, her burst can still enable a lot. And I wonder what Attila is going to do just to come back and counter this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, burst on official is definitely not to be underestimated. Attila does go ahead and steal a Bloom Seed though, which is definitely really strong. Opting to probably switch over to Yoimiya. Ooh, oh look at that!
5 damage with
Not
the
a
Dendro
lot, huh?
application.
Curious that I guess Attila would probably run out of dice at that rate, but they went ahead and fired off the burst early. I feel like you could wait, but I guess it's probably like you get like what 2 more damage. Not really worth it.
Yeah, not to mention now they're either Aetheric Converter just proc, so they have additional dice to work with. Debating on
Mm-hmm.
switching to Yoimiya to go for the Burning proc.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, the Burgeon, because they do have 1 Bloom Seed on them.
it'll actually be burn and Burngeon. Fires everywhere. Forest fire deck. Let's go.
Yes. Some hot water over here.
Mm-hmm.
Or Brissa is in hot water, you could say.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Xingqiu going down, it's like, oh man, you're already character down, but it's honestly not a terrible position for Attila to be in. I'm not really sure what else Rissa's kind of planning on doing other than, just keeping up the attack, shredding down their HP slowly.
Yeah, and that's the thing
Oh.
with Xingzhou is that once you use the burst, then you're, him going down is not too big of a deal. 6
Mhm.
damage coming out though.
Yeah, speaking of downs, there goes Mirror Maiden. No longer able to apply no more debuffs, but Yoimiya and Chicken have been inflicted already. That's a lot of damage. Yikes.
And this is the power of Attila's deck. Ooh, looks
Mhm.
like another knockout official will be coming through.
Yeah, that Minty Meat roll is helping out a lot. I think, can they score one more at normal attack? Oh no. Oh
Ooh, are they
no,
gonna
is
go?
this lethal? Oh no.
Yes,
Oh
it
my
is.
goodness,
The
they
Minty Meat
can.
roll enabling a
Yo!
perfect one turn knockout.
Dude, let's go. Didn't even need the other cards in their hand.
Proving that Yoimiya is a force to be reckoned with out here on the stormy seas.
Dude, that's nuts, actually. What the heck? I did not expect that. Let's go. All right. GG's to Risa and Attila. Attila taking down the current tier 0 deck in the meta right now.
Yeah, that was probably not what anybody really expected. A great showcase there. Quick match as well.
Yeah. Let's see. I think it's nice to, you not only get to see your first time showing a showing of the Mirror Maiden Electro Charge, but also, seeing said deck fall, which is not something you typically see so far.
Yeah, and always a pleasure to see the new decks and how the meta changes. So
Mm-hmm.
excited to see. I'm still crossing my fingers that we'll see some unique decks with the new cards that come out.
I think were you able? Did you have a chance to like cast during our first 2 weeks so far? Like during week 1 at all? I don't think so, right?
Week 1 last week, no, I was out and unable to cast last week.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the new cards so far? Because I've gotten a lot of time to like lab out the new cards, play around with them a lot. But have you had any time to like sit down, screw around with them?
Let me go over there and do that right now. No, joking. I
No.
actually, I briefly messed around with some Kujo Sara variants, although I want
Mhm.
to mess around with Yola more, because I really want her in game too. But not put an extensive amount of time to really say, oh, they're good or not good yet. So I don't want to say any early predictions.
I mean, yeah, I know. I wouldn't call myself a very experienced player, but taking the time to mess around with the cards, sort of lab out with what we've had so far. Eula and Sara feels great. Being able to enable people to do more damage through their skills and bursts is really nice, especially in Quicken because now your damage is even more maximized. And we're hopping into a game real quick.
Speaking
Sumi
of
versus
Yola,
Grace. Yeah, speaking of Eula, there we go. And what would I consider this? I would, Mirror Maiden stuck in the freezer. Gonna be moving over to Fischl, but they all have a higher health pool than Eula Freeze right now, so I'm not too worried, honestly.
yeah, and I'm sure that Yola will do well. You'll see what she's capable of.
Hmm.
Right now, a lot of summons are up, so we'll have to see how this game goes. Made in China being a prominent player that we've seen many times before,
Hmm.
versus Gracie, someone who I have not seen, I
Yeah, there
believe,
was
or have
actually
not
a lot
tested.
of new signups today, which is really great. I'm really happy to see that. Let's see here. All right, Chongyun brings out the freeze. Does have to watch out though. 5 damage coming out in end phase. Oh, Toon, Paimon, ramps. Okay. See
Wow.
if Grace has any other cards up their sleeve. Possibly a woven. Yeah, no, none of that. 1, and then it goes away. And 2,
We're
and then
learning how to
another
count
2.
today.
See, if it went faster, I would have counted out like 1, 2, 3, knockout, like boxing.
I'm thinking of the count from Sesame Street. One.
Hmm. I mean, there is Big Bird. There is the chicken. Oop, green screen. Whoop. Let's see here. Ooh, not great dice. They do have ramp, but that's definitely not ideal. No electro dice to be used. Has the converter though. That's great. Filling up for official burst though, and there goes lethal.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Wow, that is not
double
something that
lethal.
you would expect to see.
Yikes. Ooh, that hurts, dude.
That was a lot of pressure coming through. That official burst really showing off.
Hmm. Yeah, looks like we're gonna step away from that match. We do end up knowing what happens. We just had to close something real quick, but let's get the official knockout. Yeah, knockout with Oz. Let's go. The real card, the real best card in the game.
I mean, she turns into Oz in games, so it makes sense. Oz is the true king.
See, you have to wonder because in her trailer, like she uses Oz mode to like fly. It's like, can you fly in lore? Because that'd be really helpful, you know. Where's
That
my
would be
where's
so
my
cool.
movement? Where's my official movement abilities? You raise her to level 100. You can now just fly as Oz.
That's all you need.
Grace, even though losing 2 characters, not gonna throw in the towel. Gonna put up Lotus and then attempt to do a little bit of damage to Sumi. Curious enough though, looks like they put up, putting up Lotus, and I think it was a normal attack, right, that they threw out just to whittle the damage down.
Yes, and it looks like. I mean, as I'm looking over this match, is there any way that Gracie can make a move? I don't believe.
Yeah, it's sadly, sitting in Sumi's favor. However, I am interested why they didn't opt to, because I don't think they normaled because they would have caused freeze due to the Chongyun's Frost Layer plus Rain Swords. So I think what are they doing, huh? Well, I mean, she's gone now, but
They are enjoying the scenery.
yeah. Oh, Mirror Maiden comes out. Crunch.
And just like that,
Mhm.
made in China making a splash out here on the field.
Yeah, GG's to Sumi. I'm curious why. I mean, like, it was definitely sitting on Sumi's side, but I'm curious why they didn't opt to freeze Fischl, to avoid the 2 incoming damage. Because you might as well.
You might as well at that point, but maybe at that point they kind of were thinking, okay, the game's over. There's not much I can do.
I gotta do my Xingqiu skill. Gotta do a backflip.
Do a barrel roll. Just
Do a
do
barrel roll.
something.
Where's our character that does barrel rolls? Do we have a character that does barrel rolls? We don't.
No, we don't. We
Unfortunately.
could. Come on, Mihoyo.
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
give me Wander and let me see them barrel roll.
Let's see here. We are jumping into another Sibrides versus Liel. Let's see.
Noelle with double Hydro.
Yeah, huh. I've not seen this in a while.
Oh, Liel the shiny cards. What a show off.
Yes, all the shiny cards. You gotta get the drip. Ooh, tossing away Thundering Penance. Oh, looking for burst. Yeah. I think that's too many though. Oh, they don't want to spend their Omni. I see.
They're omnificent.
Nice, nice. Okay. Drops the burst. Doesn't eats through the shields, but Noelle doesn't really care. She's already got 2. Is that full pieces of the puzzle? Let's see. It's probably WGS and then an artifact, so I'd say she's pretty equipped. And the burst is out.
So I wonder, have you seen any of the Noelle's play the new artifact that gives bonus shield points?
Yeah, so the tenacity artifact set. Surprisingly, people did start playing it. Even with Noelle, because in my opinion, when it first came out, I'm just like, oh well, why would you play that? Just play Lucky Dogs. You get to heal. But the biggest thing about tenacity that people have observed is that it helps you avoid like super nuke breakpoints. Like for example, if Agent had burst right now, which hey might happen, Noelle would still survive the encounter at the start of the turn.
Yeah, and it was one of the cards I was most looking at
Mm-hmm.
just at the start of this because it seems like it has so much potential to be used in shield-based decks, especially with Noelle.
Yeah, shockingly it does. Even here, obviously this isn't the best example because Noelle, I think the artifact is disabled, but she ends up surviving the Agent Onslaught, which is just dang, bro. Okay. Leo couldn't play Adeptus this turn. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to make a comment that the Pyro Agent is going to be the last one left standing here. Now, there is potential for Pyro Agents to do a clean sweep, but we'll have to see what they're able to make do with these dice that they get.
Yeah, Sivers does have a pretty low health pool, but I could potentially see Liel taking this off. Making sure to reapply stealth. Hold up and sustain as much damage as possible. But Mona could also just spam rain swords, bring it down on Ancient.
You could say that the Agent's going to make it rain.
I might need, let's see, to ask, but I can't tell if Noelle has the tenacity artifact. I think she does because she currently is 2 shield points up. So, oh yeah, she definitely does because what's it called? The she didn't proc crystallize last turn. So yeah.
Yeah. So now, ooh, 4 damage coming through.
See, insult to injury would be if it proc crystallize like the real game.
Oh my god, that would be fun to see. I feel like Geo is stronger in the TCG than it is in the actual game, but
I know, right? Let's see.
I could be mistaken on that.
Yeah, Leo fighting for their life right now. Oh, another hit. I think that's GG. Sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's looking like that's going to be game, but it was a good showing nonetheless.
Yeah, Leo definitely did their best to hold it up. They dropped Lotus, and if they had healing as well, they probably would have used that too. But Noelle, brings down the hammer.
Hammer brings down the sword, the claymore, the broom.
Why? Yeah.
I don't know.
Blunt force coming down.
Blunt force trauma.
Let's see. I think we're out of games for now, and I think the bracket still has a lot of players waiting. Registration jumped all the way up. We now have 42 total players tonight, which is great.
42. Wow.
Yeah, great showings all around. In no short thanks to not only the increase of the prize pool, but also just it's new cards, new season. Everyone wants to play.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see the response to these tournaments and to these decks that we will see. You know, everyone's so
Mhm.
excited to test out the new cards, and it's great watching this community grow.
Hmm. Yeah, I think we'll hold on reviewing the bracket since there are a ton of matches still going. The elusive bye match is still here, but
No, not the buy.
not the bye match. Are there any decks that you kind of wanted to look at? You know, any of the newer decks? You know, you can take a look at the list, and maybe we can put some decks up on screen. I wonder, is there anything I want to look at today?
So because I had to rush over here and everything, I haven't had a chance to look at the decks that we're seeing today. So all of it is a surprise for me so far, which is going to be entertaining nonetheless.
Let's see
Is
here.
there a Barbara out here or a Kokomi?
Ah, I hope there's a Kikomi. Let's see. Let's see. One, two. Aha, we have four Kokomis, and let's see.
Do we?
Oh, I want to look at this one. I spy a Kokomi electro charge, which, well, you know, it has some other characters that you don't expect. So let me go ahead and send that over to production so they can have it up. So we picked one Kokomi. What about a different character do you want to see?
Yola, if possible.
Oh yeah, we definitely have Eulas. Three Eulas. We could actually why don't we feature Sumis because we got to see them fighting earlier. Let's see. Or wait, I'm sorry, not Sumi. We saw Grace. So let's go ahead and grab that.
Maybe I'll have to, borrow some of these ideas for my own
Yeah,
playing.
definitely. I got to, you know, because I talked about it earlier, but since I can't unlock Inazuma on my other account, I ended up playing Eula Freeze for the first 2 weeks, and I definitely enjoy it. I do like it.
I want to try out. Maybe this is just too far out there with this. So just so you guys know, there is no space. I haven't tested this out yet, so I'm not sure how good it's going to be. But I want to try Yola, Zhongling, and
Hmm.
maybe Bennett,
So
or
going for a melt deck, I see.
something spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All
we got
right.
Beto.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Thanks to production for getting the decks up for us. Let's see here. So let's review Grace's deck first. Let's see because we got to see that.
Yes. So we see Chu Lieben, Chu Cheng the Ninth, Chu Elemental Resonance, pretty standard so far. Chu haven't lost yet. One toss up. They run the Gamblers and one Lotus Flower Crisp.
Hmm. Yeah, I would call it the pretty stock standard Eula Freeze deck. So, I mean, like, you know, just in general, coming from the free side, Chongyun and Xingqiu are such a strong core. They do choose to do a little bit of rearrangement, though, put Xingqiu in the caboose, which is interesting because I wouldn't personally recommend that. But it probably won't pop up this time. But let's see. You did
There's,
mention it. Go ahead.
I was going to say there's also one Wolf's Gravestone, which is interesting because Yola and Chongyun both use a Greatsword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wolf's Gravestone is an interesting cost, choice when building the decks for Eula Freeze because Eula doesn't benefit that much from the Wolf's Gravestone, but Shongyun will definitely benefit from it. Let's see.
Yeah, and maybe I'm biased, but I love Wolf's Gravestone.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just got it by accident, rolling on
Oh,
the weapon
nice.
banner.
You'll never believe what I just rolled into today. I pulled a Chi-Chi.
I pull the Chi-Chi.
Exactly. Yeah, Wolf's Grace. I mean, I probably have a bias to it also in TCG because I like playing Noel. But it's nice to see it come out in this deck because so far people have been opting to not run weapons on this deck. But you know, maybe they're looking for a certain breakpoint. Thank you to production for expanding the other deck. Is there any other questions you had for the Eula Freeze deck before we move on to the next one?
No, it all seems pretty standard. I'm interested in the 3 wild cards, is what I would call them.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. The wild card is probably being toss up. Let me see. And oh wow, that's actually kind of risky. They're running Lotus Flower Crisp and using Minty over NSC, which I think Minty definitely works, but you know it's just hard. It's hard to pull off. You know when you're fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, but if you can get that combo up, then you can definitely enable it's basically a win more condition, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Moving over to Elise's deck, though, we have a super interesting Kokomi Electro Charged, and not only The reason I find it so interesting is because they're also running Beto alongside it, which is definitely not the easiest thing to pull off.
Yeah, and Beto is a slower card. You know,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't even run her talent card, so she's mostly going to be used for the shield.
Yeah, mostly, most likely, I'm pretty sure they probably want to get the burst off. Thankfully, electro resonance and being in here means you can funnel a lot of energy into Beto. You get, they have star signs and high voltage. So, if you really wanted to, you can just funnel it out of the gate, which is a little crazy, but
Yes, and both Kokomi in there to heal and Kujasara to enable more damage. It's a deck to keep an eye out for, at least from what I believe.
yeah, I'm curious because I think Sara will definitely help in the burst department. Well, actually, I have to think because I might ask production this, but I don't think Sara's burst plus damage increases on Kokomi only on the initial hit, right? It should be after when Kokomi starts throwing her normal attacks. It doesn't actually help at all.
Well, should we go over what Kujasara does for those who might not know?
Oh yeah, sure. Here, I'll go ahead and open up Kujo Sara's skill real quick. So, sorry, let's go ahead and open this real fast. So Kujo Sara's skills when you use your skill, deal 1 electro damage, and then you have the ambush summon that spawns in your summon section. And then once end phase hits, the summon will fire off an electro bullet, and you receive the crow feather cover, which gives you 2 uses of an increased still and burst damage by 1.
Yes, so she helps to enable more damage from your other characters.
Yeah.
Just
And
for the
then
easy version, basically.
yeah, pretty much. And then the burst does the same thing, but it gets to last longer. Let's see here. What's it called? What's it called? Overall, though, I don't know how this works out because Beto and Kokomi, if they wanted to necessarily take advantage of said crow feather cover, it'll only be on the initial hit. Because Beto and Kokomi both use auto attacking stuff like the burst and the normal attacks from Kokomi. So I don't think they get to take advantage from it, sadly.
No, but the deck has enough resources that they can make do with what they have, and I think that. I mean, who do you think is the main attacker in this deck?
I don't know, because the thing is that one thing is definitely true is that since Sara will increase skill damage, and that means that Beto increases her counterattack from 3 to 4, so it might help. I mean, you will apply Electro and End Phase, and then Kokomi will also attack with Hydro and End Phase, so you do get 1 free Electro charge at least.
Just one.
Mm-hmm.
No, but yes, it does help, and like there's a lot of cards in there that help enable their talent to hypercharge Beto to get her burst off.
Yeah, curious. They actually are living a little dangerously because I'm sure you noticed that since all the new cards have summons, people have definitely been looking into doing send off in their decks.
Yeah, and I do agree that send off is a good call. I wonder if we'll see some of Zhao's card. I forget the name off the top of my head.
It's the Guardian's Oath, or we just scream lament.
Lament, yes, to wipe away all additional summons that come forth.
Yeah, sadly, the Zhao card costs so much so that people still generally don't run it unless you're like really cracked at the game and you're like, yeah, I can pull this off.
I can use a 4-cost card pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a quick look at the decks, though. I think we'll go ahead and flip back while we're waiting. There's 1 round remaining in bracket, so I think we'll go ahead and review it.
Yes.
Check out who has been scoring for the first round.
Let's check the brackets out and see where we are.
See, actually, Nova versus Bai. Bai still hasn't checked in. I don't know what they're doing. Like,
They're going for the buy.
they're going for the legendary 05, the Bai player. Let's see here. Let's see here. Just checking it out. We got a few matches. Let's see the standings. Ooh, very nice. Let's see. We got Nova. We got the buy round, so they get a nice win. Attila, we got to see Spartan as usual going up. Lyric, Matt Mario, Sumi. Some new players though. Reading into the bottom now, we have Sunny. Cal has competed before. TDS, Ting, Birdie, Arian. Those are players we are aware of. Yeah. All
Yes,
people taking their
so
W's.
and it's really great to see a oh, and there's G Butoxide down there with the 1-0 as well. But it is really great to see a lot of new faces here in the community. I know that we have quite a showcase today, so it's good to see these new players, and hopefully we'll be able to see what some of them can do.
Yeah, it's just round one as well. So even people who unfortunately took a loss for the first round, there's still plenty of room to make it back to a 4-1, which 4-1 is a very acceptable score as well as 3-2.
It's the warm-up round.
Yeah, it's the warm up round. I mean, that was me. Week one, like I went into my first round. I was like not paying attention. I'm like, what happened? Oh, I'm dead. Oh, great. Oh, oh,
Of
I
course,
lost. Great.
like oh man, it's all over. Yeah.
See here. I think we're gonna be chilling until the next round starts up. Let's see here. See any other things you were curious about the new update? We can kind of talk about that right now.
Well, I guess we could also go over it. With how the schedule is going to be, will there be a heated battle mode?
Oh yeah, I guess actually that is a good idea. We do have a lot of announcements to cover actually. So we don't have a visual for it. But coming tomorrow, for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I believe, it is going to be the new heated battle mode tournament. So we decided that hey, people enjoy it, so we'll go ahead and do it. We're gonna have heated coming during the weekdays instead, and we'll have our normal tournament circuit still continue this weekend. So, oh, did you actually get a chance to try the heated battle mode yet? Because it came out
I
like
have
just
not.
yesterday. So,
No, I haven't had time to test it out yet. It's the same as it was before, right?
no, it's different this time.
Oh, well, what is it this time?
It's really interesting, and like I personally didn't feel like it would change a lot to the game, but it actually does. So this time it is your characters get a special effect. So at the start of your turn, every card that you play costs two less dice, I believe. So like a big Paimon now costs only one.
Oh, and that's the first card each turn.
Yep. And you expend it once, and then your cards will turn back to normal. But the other thing is that all characters' abilities will also cost one less dice. So your Kole Boomerang is now going to cost two.
So it's not just spam Ganyu charge shot like it was before.
Unfortunately, it is Ganyu goes very positive in this because she gets to her talent card goes from 5 to 3. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Uh,
Ganyu's always going to be strong.
mhm. Not to worry though. I mean, overall, it's actually a shockingly really fun mode because most of the time, like players who run in tournament, they're really used to like counting the dice, making sure like, oh yeah, your opponent plays this, they're done. They're not gonna make it. But this time, dice economy is out the window because everything costs way less.
Who needs an economy when you just got cheaper cost?
I think Dory supports this game mode. She secretly hacked the dice costs.
Oh no.
But it's overall. I mean, yeah, Ganyu's there. She's gonna do her thing, but it's really fun to play. Like D-Luke is a really fun card to play in this mode, just like last time, because especially if you play talent cards, now every single Searing Onslaught is gonna cost less, one less Pyro die. So you get to play them like the real game. You get to spam.
I like how Diluc Oni comes out during the special game modes.
hmm
That's
See,
the only
D-Luke
time
likes
he plays.
he likes to play in the dangerous battlefields.
He's like, you know what? The heated battle mode, that's when I'll be good.
hmm That's when I feel like being good. Otherwise, I mean, it's overall really fun, and I'm really glad tournament staff took the time to organize an event for it. Because it's definitely difficult to make sure all the tournaments run every single week. It's a lot of effort to put in. So having two tournaments this week is great.
Yes. And
Mhm.
do we want to share what day that's going to be?
Yeah, so you do have to adjust for time. So the best way always to find our tournaments is always join our discord.gg/GITCG. But I will read off the time zones according to my time, but if you ever want to check it, let me go ahead and pull it up right now. Let's see here. So, see, also the bracket's almost over, so I might have to go a little quicker through this, but the first tournament that will occur is North America on March 13th, and it'll be 4 PST, and then go ahead and convert it for your time zone. As for the next day, technically, it will be Asia, March 15th. It'll be at 2 a.m. PST, which is that sounds crazy, but again, convert your time. And lastly, EU on March 16th, 11 a.m. PST.
So tune in and check back during those time frames for the heated battle mode. Also,
Yeah.
don't forget to join the Discord as mentioned above. That's where you'll find the ability to sign up and what we have going on for the week or month.
Yeah, we'll see if we can stream it. Like it's again like it's handling like basically like 6 total days of tournament time. So maybe not get a stream, but I mean, yeah, overall, it's still an event to participate regardless, even if it's not on stream. Round 2 has started though, so we will be waiting. We will have these matches shortly once players kind of settle in and stuff.
Yes, so looking forward to maybe seeing some of the decks we just took a look at. So some Beidou, maybe some Kokomi, some Eula.
I mean, I applaud people who are still willing to play Beidou because, like, as time has gone on ever since 3.4, people are just like, yeah, this card's the best.
That's because she's Beidou.
Nah. But Beidou's
It was
cool.
a stretch. It was a stretch on that one. But
It is a stretch. But Beidou's cool. We like Beidou. She's cool. She's pirate. She's
Who
a cool
doesn't like
greatsword in the counter mechanic, which they didn't implement because they're scared of balance, which is fine. Which I understand that.
come on, let's make this like it is in Yu-Gi-Oh and just have cards flying everywhere.
Is there like some card in Yu-Gi-Oh where you just have like a ridiculous mechanic like that?
I feel like, and I don't really play Yu-Gi-Oh, so I don't really know how it is currently. But every time I try, it feels like there's crazy mechanics just in. It's just what the game is, crazy mechanic.
I mean, it's just like original Genshin. They'll start slow and then they'll eventually figure out how they feel like the balance works out. And maybe extreme hopium, they'll buff Beidou. I wish.
Buffing characters, but that's not. Hoyoverse doesn't do that.
Hoyoverse doesn't do that. True. Let's see. We're hopping into a match though. All right, we get it right from the start. Ting versus Muriel. Ting bringing a a electro charged with Sara in it, which I have yet to see in tournaments, but it definitely works. And on the opposing side, once they flip out their hand, you could check it out. Let's see here.
Yes, we
I
got
think
Kuja, Sara,
we
Mona.
also got double POV. Once they draw their hands, we will be able to see the opposing deck. Oh, very nice.
Ganyu. It's going to be Ganyu Freeze.
Ganyu Freeze. I see.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see what type is it though. Oh, it's double Hydro Ganyu Freeze. Haven't seen that in a minute, personally.
So, who is going to be going first for this match?
I think Ting got the coin flip. I'm not sure. We have to check back once it happens. Let's see here. Yeah, thanks to production for getting us double POVs. Yeah, Ting gets turn advantage first. Not too big of a deal though. Let's see. Checking on Muriel's side. That's me. Every time I get Chang turn 1, I'm just like, man, like why can't you let me get turn advantage so I can draw my cards faster? Let's see.
Veil Reis stream coming out.
Yeah, getting the it's a weird decision to make because you're like, oh man, I really want Chang to draw, but like at the same time, I should probably put Rain screwed up. Let's see.
Doesn't hurt to have the shield, but it does enable the electro charge reaction.
Yeah, and also Sara comes down, brings her crow feather out that'll be triggering at the end phase, unless Muriel feels greedy. It's just like, get out of here, send off.
Yes, that crow can do a lot of damage too.
Let's see here. Dingcho's rain swords are ready to go. Ting doing a lot of swaps, although it does make sense because they're looking to give Kaching the Crow Feather cover so they can boost up those lightning stilettos.
Yes, and it looks like we'll probably see a Xingqiu burst come out, at least at the start of next turn. Now, the debatable thing is, do you stay on the Xingqiu and pass, or swap out to the Mona? Looking to swap into the Mona to get that priority switch next turn.
Yeah, thankfully, in double Hydro, you have the opportunity to actually use Mona to flip-flop over and do stuff like that. I am curious. I think, did they technically give priority to Ting, which is not what you want in a freeze deck. You definitely want to hold the priority, but it's neither here nor there. They're going towards it, so let's see.
It's risky as well because Xingqiu has 4 HP left.
Mm-hmm.
He's the driver behind the deck.
Yeah, let's see, let's total because they have rain swords up, so I don't think Kaching is going to be lethaling Xingqiu. I could be wrong though, honestly. Let's see what's going to happen here. Click that button. Let's see the damage Ting.
No, it's not going to be enough to take the knockout this turn, but it's going to be pretty close.
Let's see here. Sorry, I think my keyboard's coming through. I'll quickly mute myself.
So they're debating between the normal attack and a normal attack for 2 damage.
Let's see here. Yeah, just hitting back. Let's see. Yeah, gonna cast rain swords unquestionably. Let's see, what do they have to play with their hand? It looks like honestly just mostly setup stuff, so I don't think that's gonna help too much. Lisu exists. It's nice to have it, but it's not gonna help you that much considering that Muriel should be playing for charge shot most likely.
Yeah, and it seems like both parties are going to take their time this turn getting things set up. The thing with Ganyu Freeze, though, is once they are set up, that's when their deck really comes online, so Ting has to be careful about that.
Yeah, I don't. Let's see. Does Muriel has a fast swap as well, so and I feel like Ting is probably ready for that. Oh, they're just gonna ramp up and pass though. Let's see. Yeah, Muriel does have dice fixers in hand, so they are going to be able to pop off at least one charge shot, but looks like they're going to consider not at all.
Yeah, and it looks like...
Oh, wow, they really did.
Yeah, they're just gonna let it go.
Yeah, they're gonna opt for ramp. Let's see here.
Which honestly is probably a good move for this turn because now they're going to be able to just chain Ganyu freezes back to back, which forces Marielle to play on their back foot.
Yeah, let's see. Ting, I think it's a little strange that they...
Ting.
I'm thinking about it because it's for starters, Muriel doesn't have priority right now, so it's a little awkward. But I'm gonna just choose to knock out Xingqiu, which I don't know if was the best idea from Muriel, because Xingqiu's sacrificial, he doesn't really matter, but at the same time you don't want to just willy-nilly drop characters, especially with no I haven't lost yet.
So there is something that you can do here. So if Ganyu goes for the freeze, which she most likely will, you swap out, and then you can Stellar Restoration back in for additional damage.
I see.
Not the cleanest.
Not the cleanest thing to come through.
Yeah, Skyward Sword coming down for Ganyu, going to add additional damage on their attack.
See, Skyward Sword, that's a cool video game. It's
Skyward Heart.
Skyward Heart. It's okay. I always call it Amos because I associate Amos so closely with Ganyu. I'm like, oh yeah, she's playing Amos mode, duh. Let's see here. Oh, gonna gear up with Lotus. I think they're kind of having the same idea here, but Kaching now stuck in the freezer. Did block a little bit of damage, not too much though. Sitting now at half health.
It's a dangerous HP to be at.
Yeah, we can see Muriel's hand right now, but They don't have any ability to sort of, drop more. All they can do really is Lotus, or well, Ice Flower Lotus specifically, which wouldn't be bad, because they'll get, they have a little extra damage from the bow. But overall, that's kind of the end of the turn. It's just figuring out how Ting wants to sort of approach, what is incoming.
Yeah, Kushasara looking like she's going to be swapping out.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, they don't even have the dice technically for it. They'll have to tune if they want to use this. Liben pass definitely seems like a reasonable play.
Tricky.
Mm-hmm. Could also set up the gamblers. Use Hydra Resonance, gets you topped off. Let's see here.
I think Liben Pass is probably the most resourceful plan, but then you open Ganyu up to taking a lot of additional damage, and as the main damage dealer, you need her to stay healthy because Mona is not going to be doing anything for you in that regard.
Yeah, no, a Mona solo will be very difficult to push out against this. Let's see here, and I think Ting's kind of backing Muriel in a little bit of a corner here because what's it called? Muriel did consider it's like, yeah, I could switch, or like, yeah, I could ramp, but Ting has a lot of flexibility with Mona fast swapping, Lightning Stiletto, kind of has everything you need. So you're gonna opt to just apply some Hydro, put up the shield. Let's see here. Thinking about swapping back to Sara. I think they're trying to refresh that Crow Feather cover before Sara takes the fall. Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna end. They're debating it. Not sure what else they could do. Yeah, they're gonna end the round and go for priority. Yeah. Or not priority, and hope that they can take Ganyu out next turn. Ooh, Adepti.
Nice. I think them playing Adeptus is also potentially Mona talent.
I haven't seen that card in forever.
Mona talent has jokingly made a resurgence in certain decks, mostly the Mimi Mono Hydra deck. But what's it called? Actually, well, that's because someone's trolling. But Mona talent's interesting. It's definitely a thing that exists.
Absolutely. We're going to have to watch out and be careful here. I feel.
Oh yeah!
Wow, that is a lot of damage coming down. 8 damage plus 3.
Yes, Skyward Harp really, showing who's boss. Having that extra possible 2 damage. I'm trying to remember the conditions on when it procs its +1, but
it's +1 damage and +1 on a normal attack. But because Ganyu's charge shot does count as that, it adds +2 to it.
I just see all that makes me remember is that what was I thinking when I thought you could like combine, like the Kale-Sara Quicken and then put the bow in the deck. I was like, oh, this will work, right? I'm like, wait, no, it doesn't.
And gamblers, Ganyu's really looking to take this. Or, I'm sorry, Skyward Harp is really taking the Ganyu's damage skyward.
They just double Hydra Resonance. Oh my goodness, they're back to like basically full. Oh,
they're
my
showing
goodness.
off. They're showing off this turn.
Smart to retop the health, but that amount of damage gone.
Plus, Gamblers is coming down and going to enable more charge shots. I don't know if Ting can do anything about this.
Yeah, I think overall Muriel armored up so much that like Ting is gonna have a really difficult time trying to knock out and retaliate. Let's see here. Ting's thinking about it. Like, let's we can kind of discuss like the lines of play that are possible here, right? Could pivot to official, or pivot to official. Where am I? Pivot to Kaching, drop the burst, but that's gonna do the most damage, but overall won't really do a lot in the long term. Because Ganyu just healed so much.
Yeah, Ganyu is a force to be reckoned with for sure.
What other line? They could potentially play Mona Talent, which could help. I wonder if Ting has Lotus in hand, because Lotus could potentially save Ganyu, or not Ganyu, Kaching from lethal on the spread damage. Potato also does work. Let's see. Yeah, I think they're gonna pass breakpoint from Ganyu just by 2 HP, and gonna drop the Mona talent to have a devastating Kaching play later. See,
Yeah,
oh,
that's on the burst.
they should play talent card. I guess not. It doesn't cost you anything extra. That I'm not sure about that, but I mean,
Might have been a misplay there.
yeah, maybe it's okay though. Let's see how Miro responds. Most likely, we'll just retaliate with the charge shot back.
So, ooh,
Ooh, yeah, ugh, that hurts.
Ching is gonna have to knock out both Ganyu and Mona this turn to keep King in the game.
Yeah, I don't know if the math would necessarily work out to make it so Kachin could lethal Ganyu right back with talent, but overall there wasn't a reason to not play it unless you were looking to tune. Let's see, yeah, blast them with a charge shot. Let's see.
That's gonna be a lot of damage coming through.
This overall match, I'm definitely wishing it could have seen like I haven't lost yet. Oh, 10 damage. Never mind. Who needs a refraction?
And 1 damage, just enough.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to set the stage for game.
Not a bad showing overall, though. I think if some other things kind of worked out in Ting's favor, that electro charge deck could have taken taken the cake over Mario. But good show nonetheless from those two. Those are very competent players.
Yeah, and just goes to show you that you can make some crazy plays in this game and make a comeback. If the cards are in your favor.
I'm so curious. I think because Mona talent is plus another 2 for your damage, so I think like it would have done 12 on the stiletto. You gotta flex,
Of course you do. Why would you not? If you got it, you got it.
Let's see here. I think maybe we might have another match. We'll see. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied to see that because, Sara has been showing up a lot in Overload slash Quick Index because damage. Just want to stack it all the way up. But Electro Charge, as long as your character is using skills, is a very valid, place for Sara to be used.
Yeah, and Kusho started proving that there is a place for her, but unfortunately she was unable to clinch the game. Oh, and we have Yola out here.
Ooh, Grace again versus Liel this time. Let's see here. Chonian looks like Chonian went down. Unfortunate. I assume that Liel, targeted Chonian, went ahead, went for like I wouldn't call it an FTK. I don't know what to call it. It's not an OTK, it's not an FTK, just a knockout. Goodbye. Let's see.
Bennett is proven to be the raid boss, enabling healing and refusing to go down at all. It's now Yola versus the world.
Yeah, thankfully they do have Rain Swords and the Frost Layer out, so Eula's definitely equipped to stop Liel dead in their tracks if they want to. Let's see. What are they thinking? Let's see, because Grace has has the turn right now. Could just stop Kaching entirely from moving. Drop her in the freezer. Let's see, and Liel only does have a fast swap, so Agent can come out, do some overload damage.
All right.
Oh, gonna end the round, yeah. Yeah, no more dice.
Looks like Yola will probably go for their elemental burst, maybe, or they'll just go for their skill.
Yeah, I think Liel is ending on Kaching on purpose so they can get a free swap to their other characters. Although, honestly, with such a large health pool, I don't really see any reason to do that. I mean, like, Agent's healthy, Bennett's got pizza and his burst. I think they're fine.
Yeah, pizza does make everything better. It helps you heal, it keeps you going, it's healthy for you, and that's going to be a knockout on Kaching. Yeah, Pyro Agent will be coming in to go for the knockout. And there's not much that Grace doesn't look like there's much Gracie can do to stop this. To basically keep Yola going to take out both Bennett and Pyro Agent.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because Overload, obviously, the big capitalize is the fact that A, it does a lot of damage, but B, also, pushes the characters around. But only one Overload is going to come out now with Kaching out of the game. I feel like, Liel should have switched it up, have Bennett or Agent take the hit.
Yeah, well, at this point, I don't know if it really matters. Oh, looks like they're going to quick swap into the Bennett.
Yeah, definitely good to the... Oh, the Pyro Resonance coming out. I think that's narrow... Oh, 10 damage. Yikes.
Yep.
In a normal scenario, it would definitely miss the hit, but Liel does have Bennett's, Passion Field up. So, that's
The
just going to
absolute
increase
disrespect.
the damage. Destroyed. Exploded. Yeah, GG's to both players, though. Good showing, good showing.
Yes, very good showing by both players there. We are thankful for them to share their perspectives for us.
I think overall, it's not a totally lopsided matchup in terms of the fact, because if Bennett didn't have his burst up, then he would have missed it by one, trying to get lethal.
Yeah, and looks like we are jumping into there's a Klee. There's a Klee.
Oh, Miki versus G-Boot Oxide. Shoutouts to G-Boot Oxide. I think consistently they have just stuck to it. They're playing Klee, Vaporize. They don't want to switch off. And then we got on Miki's side a Superconduct Ganyu, which is not something you see very often. Also experimenting with Sara, which I also haven't seen at all. So new stuff all around.
Yes, keeping the day spicy and fresh out here.
We are thankful for them. You gotta keep cooking.
You gotta keep the cooks happy.
I cooked Kokomi so much that she's burnt because she didn't work.
No. How dare you?
That's a rant for later. Let's see here though. Let's see. G-Boot Oxide and Miki go ahead and just trade. Klee, drops a bomb by Kaching's feet, and then Kaching goes back on with her burst. So they're both out of the game. Thankfully, reactions are still enabled on both sides. No losing the main enabler on both sides. Let's see here. Sara definitely gonna come out because she's the higher health pool, and I don't think they feel too threatened. There is a Pyro Resonance in hand, so you have to watch out for that.
Yeah, and it's something that Miki will have to play around. Oh, maybe they'll use it this turn. Knowing that at any point this Pyro Agent can take one hit KO.
Let me think here. It's Agent does look like they have an artifact set on. It's most likely the General's Helm, but we could be wrong. I can actually take a look real quick. Let's see here. What are they? Oh, they're running Gamblers. Never mind. That's right. This deck would want to run Gamblers.
That's one way to gamble everything.
Let's see here. Let's see how Miki responds to the hit. You do have to be careful because Klee's bombs on the ground. Oh, they could decide to concede.
Oh.
Hopefully they got the victory screenshot. Just make sure they both report as a positive win. Also on stream for evidence, but make sure your opponent gets your screenshot if you decide to concede early. GG's,
yes,
GG's.
Always make sure that you take the screenshot for everybody involved.
Oh, notes from our production. That was actually a practice game, so no worries then. That's chilling.
Oh,
that's fine. You can concede whenever you want. Top right, let's go.
They kept a secret from us.
It's fine. Let's see. It looks like we are waiting on one more match. Maybe it just ended, so that's why they conceded early. They're like, oh, time to go. Let's see here. Right. Yeah, what's it called? If it was a real match, though, I definitely wouldn't have dropped it all because you could potentially get out of that scenario. It wasn't great fighting a Mona Agent, versus a Ganyu Superconduct who's on like 4 HP.
Yeah, it's something that you have to be careful about. But nonetheless, we will be having a game for you momentarily.
Yeah, I think, well, we'll be waiting for the next round to start up. Still waiting for Arian versus Cerizi. Two pretty good players, Arian especially. Let's see, I think Considering, I think we might take a break. How does that sound? We'll take a break before the next round starts.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, we'll be right back for more matches for you guys. See you
Yep, stay
later.
tuned.
Hello and
Hello.
welcome back from break. Oh, sorry.
We are happy to be back here and ready to jump into the next round.
Yeah, round 3 has started. We didn't get a chance to review the bracket. It's not a big deal though. What's it called? Round 3 is where we really want to actually like be very intent on bracket because round 3 is where it starts showing like who has the potential to be going for 5-0s.
Yes. And that's where we want to see. We want to see who out here is undefeated so far.
Yeah, we will have a match coming up shortly. It looks like someone dropped from the tournament. No big deal though. Understandable.
How dare they?
How dare they? No.
How dare they? No. We understand.
It's okay. It's what's it called? For me, like, what's it called? It might be just because like, tournaments, I make sure I have enough time for it, but like, I want to make sure I get all the practice I possibly can, against people in a serious environment.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I want to make sure that I am
Mhm.
doing the best that I can and growing as a player.
What's it called? I think it was like a theorem that came from like, my Smash Bros days. It's like you can play against your friends fine, but like, if you want to like really seriously figure out like what you're doing wrong, then you need to start playing in like tournaments.
Yeah, that is pretty accurate. Tournaments are where you're going to learn a lot more about your own capabilities.
Yeah. And it's like, especially like, especially if you're fighting only your friends, it's just like, oh yeah, like, they'll pick up your patterns in terms of like stuff. You'll, like, oh, I lost, no big deal. Like tournament, like, focus, stay serious, and you'll actually learn where your mistakes are popping up.
Yes, because growing as a player can be a very good thing
hmm
if you were into that.
Or you can be like, what's it called? That one melee guy who, who money matched everyone until they got better. You
I don't
pro
know much of the
player,
Smash
$5.
community,
Yeah,
so I
no,
can't.
it's my place for where I got into competitive stuff. I'll drop it for now though. We have Matt Mario versus Mistake. We got Electro Mirror Maiden once again. I think we see it first round, and then we got curiously enough, one of the decks that went 5-0 in week 1. It is the uh I don't know what I call it. I don't know what to call it. I had an idea and now I lost it.
Yes, it's yes.
Yes. I mean, the basis of it is that Chonyun and Xingqiu core is very strong, and then adding the Qing on just to really nail out more damage is a very strong combination overall.
And there's
I'll,
also the elemental reaction that comes with running Kaching as well.
yeah, you either get Electro Charge, Super Conduct, so the two forms of AoE in this deck, and also, I mean, hey, if you're really feeling it, you can just put them in the refrigerator again.
You and your fridge. I'm gonna be careful around you.
Look, man, they'll eventually, like, if they ever fix how Bloom works in this game, like you'll have like an actual fridge team in this game. Oh, speaking of which, there goes Fischl. Not even able to summon. That really sucks. I think because we dropped in about turn 1, so I don't think they got Oz off. Period. Which
And
is
that is the main benefit of running Fischl in a deck. It's Oz for that off-field Electro application.
yeah, absolutely. And it's overall it feeds into Mirror Maiden Electro Charge's game plan. So not having that is not great at all.
But that's one thing that makes a great TCG player is being able to play around unfortunate circumstances.
Absolutely. Good, yeah. My Mario already think about it themselves. Looking to fast swap, most likely to Mirror Maiden to inflict the Hydro debuff on Xingqiu, so Xingqiu just gets knocked out of the deck. Oh, that is also a potential thing. Double summon gonna get George, my beloved.
Wow, that's a lot. Someone's coming out. They do have pizza in hand as well to heal and sustain. We'll have to see what Mistake can do with all all this off-field pressure coming their way.
George overall is definitely, the frog is nice to have overall because it's gonna reduce 2 damage. But since Mistake is playing Rainbow, they don't have any cryo resonance to sort of jump scare and take Mario down faster.
Yeah, so I wonder what their game plan is going to be right now. Looks like they're debating on trying to plan ahead for next turn. Matt Mario is debating on Leeway Harbor.
Yeah, most likely, they'll play Leeway Harbor and drop the pizza as well. Get some over the time healing. But yeah, Mistake pretty much just misses lethal, just by a little bit. Oh, Hu Tao coming in! Get out of here! What are you doing?
Hu Tao, you can't join right now.
This is why I disable random requests. I'm like, stop trying to request my world. You're not stealing my stuff. Go away. It's actually
I'm gonna just spam your world.
It's actually a thing. Oh, blanking out real fast. Just checking something. Let's see here. Gonna swap to Kaching. Li Su does his thing. Gets out of the way.
Leeway Harbor is being debated right now with 4 mana in hand.
Yeah, probably unquestionably you should play it because like you're not gonna be landing another attack unless you tune your whole hand or use toss up. So.
Yeah, and it's good to just get set up for the next turn to be able to go and apply more damage when you can with what you have.
I think Matt Mario. I mean, well, it depends, but like I think they definitely should be looking out to, start prepare Fischl because once Oz is on field, he's done, and you don't really have to swap back to Fischl anymore. But since it's not out, and no Mirror Maiden debuff as well, this deck really isn't capitalizing on its strengths currently.
Yeah, it's having a rough time getting and applying the pressure that it usually can do. They're playing more defensively right now, or being forced to play defensively right now by mistake.
Yeah, timer is starting to tick down, so Matt Mario does need to make a decision quick. Opting to swap for Fischl, which will just take her out entirely, which, I don't know, that's a little risky.
Sometimes you just gotta go for it, so we'll have to go ahead and see what they are capable of doing right now.
Mistake opts to ramp at the end of the turn, brings Xingqiu free from breakpoint, so hey, they might get 2 rain swords this time.
That's a lot of rain.
Let's see here. Let's see, I really think, because Kaching doesn't have lightning stiletto, so no reactions just yet. She's going to apply a standard 5 damage freeze to Fischl, so we'll miss lethal, I think, next turn, since they're going first, which is weird. Just missed it by 1, unfortunately.
Ooh, Hydro.
Oh yeah, Hydro Resonance definitely potentially coming in clutch because once Matt Mario gets their chance to take their turn, Fischl, she'll be dropped to 1 and then she'll just heal right back up. It's like, oh, well, you didn't do anything to me.
It's like, what happened? I don't know.
Yeah. See, I do. Oh no. Chongyun's Rochelle there actually I didn't notice was only on one usage, so now they really miss lethal.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough situation to take advantage of here. Looks like they're 8 mana in hand. They're debating. I'd imagine they would either try and go for Oz on their turn, but Kaching is switching with Chongyun.
Oh yeah, gonna redeploy Frost Layer and probably now Fischl is back in danger zone.
Yes, now the freeze is also a threat.
Yeah, gonna play Hydra. Most likely, I would say like, let me think. Like Hydra Resonance, maybe Lotus if you're that scared, but yeah, it looks like they're not too worried about it. Still will miss lethal by just 1 HP.
Just a little bit of HP,
So close. Missing lethal left and right, I'm curious if Mistake has Lightning Stiletto in hand because, we did drop in a little past turn 1, but I don't think they ever use Lightning Stiletto, so there's no free pivot to Kaching, which is definitely a little not what you want here, because free pivot would be really nice to utilize her abilities.
Well, it's hard to say because Kaching does have one energy on her, so typically that would be with her elemental skill, but unless she did a normal attack, then I'd imagine not.
No, yeah, she earlier in the round it was actually a Li Su proc. They shifted over from Xingqiu to Kaching, so she hasn't done anything yet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It's no surprise because, like, I could definitely see, like, Chongyun kind of does his thing, and then if Matt Mario opts to swap over to any of the characters afflicted with cryo, Kaching is just gonna throw the stiletto out and
Demon Bane
just
coming
super
down,
conduct. Mhm. Oh wow, my math is wrong. It's lethal by 2. Lol. Dang, bro. Okay.
but frozen.
Yeah, frozen. That's right. Oh, you know why my math is wrong? Because George is here. Let's go, George. Let's see.
But now they could shatter
Um,
if they
sadly,
had
they
Umbel dice.
actually can't shatter. Sadly, because Chonyun's frost layer is stopping them from doing shatter. Which is it's such a weird little interaction, because whenever you see someone using Chonyun Xingqiu, it's like, oh, they're gonna shatter them. It's like, wait, no, they aren't.
They can't.
They can't. Yeah, just kind of slow swapping over. Mistake is now out of dice, and they don't have any other generators in hand, so their turn is essentially over. Matt Mario has 3 dice to play with. Looking like they're gonna drop the, what do you call it? The influx blast to debuff, but I don't know. They're considering their hand, and if they want to drop influx blast, they either have to get lucky or drop the extra hydro dice.
Yeah, and so I wonder which one they're going to go with. Right now, they're debating on the Hydro dice right now.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. I mean, Chongyun's burst is up, so they have to be careful, because at any point that could be, if they have a Deptai in hand, that could be a 10 damage.
I wonder if this version of Mirror Maiden Electro Charge runs Adeptus, because I've seen some. Oh no, you want to tune that, buddy?
1, whew, barely making it over the timer.
I feel like they should just run the toss up, try to at least get it out. I don't know why they're doing that, but hey, they still got it at the end. Influx, kabam. Debuff is now propped up. Let's see here.
But now it's Mistake's turn to basically do whatever they want. They have so much they could do this turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, swapping over to official, still leaving that official, out for, leaving them out as bait. We'll see if Mistake ends up finishing them off this turn. Let's see here. Oh,
Yeah. Ooh, Xingjia's going down, but Chongyun's coming out. Electro application onto Chongyun. There's the Adepti.
yeah, Mirrorman EC really showing just how much damage it's able to deal in end phase. Xingqiu out of the game despite being healed to 8 HP.
Yeah, we're about to see a lot of damage coming through by both these players.
Ooh, nice dice. The 2 cryos are kind of whack, but 3 omnis definitely something you can work with.
No one's looking at them.
Oh, I think they did a little circle on their mouse. They're gonna shift to calcs. they're gonna drop Oceanid, but I'm not too worried, honestly, because Oceanid only has 1 summon out, so it's only plus 2 damage on burst, which is not a lot.
Smoked chicken?
Smoke chicken, perhaps. Normal attack comes out, official goes down. Yeah, I would say personally, definitely go for Mirror Maiden. It's not wise to go for Oceanid right now.
No, Mirror Maiden will. Yeah, Mirror Maiden will do a lot more, and we'll take a knockout. Ooh.
We were right. The Adeptus is coming out. Oh yeah, let's see it. Bring the hammer down, Matt. Let's see it. Yeah.
9 damage coming down. The reflection.
Mirror Maiden.
Ooh.
It takes Chonyun away. Let's see here.
And now, wow.
Just a Kaching solo. Don't underestimate it though. She's got not only the ability to freeze thanks to the supports, but she herself just does a lot of damage in general. So we'll see how things play out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Freeze coming out. Mirror Maiden is now stuck in her own cage. Let's see here.
Yeah, but there is the off-field summons as well that will be able to apply a lot of damage. So Kaching has to make the best use of this turn, but she will lose priority if she chooses to attack this turn.
I do wonder if Mistake is running. I mean, most people run Lotus, but like, let's see. Hopefully they have it in their hand to use. Let's see here what they have. Got some food, yeah. Only one Lotus Crisp, so can't rely on it too harshly. Thankfully on end phase, it won't deal a lot of damage because Mirror Maiden has yet to apply her Hydro debuff on Fischl, so... Or Fischl, oh my goodness, I keep confusing them.
How do you confuse them?
They're two electro characters with animal archetypes.
Nah.
Matt, looking to just end phase Oceanid, logically, because Kaching will lethal Mirror Maiden by the end of the turn, so... Or next round, I should say.
So swapping Oceanid.
I think that Lotus is a... Oh, wait, no, it's not a misplay, because Kaching still has dice left to play with, so...
So Kaching could either pass and get priority for next turn, or go for the attack, but she will be taking an extended amount of damage at the end of this turn.
Yeah, about 3 damage total, because the bird does 1. Oh! Mirror Maiden, I think Mirror Maiden is just done for, right? Because the Superconduct is going to come and add the extra little chip damage to wipe her out.
It does do piercing damage.
Yeah. That's scary. Let's see. Ooh, Mistake. Where'd that?
They will be able to proc Liben next turn too if they just have. Oh no, because her cost.
Yeah, no, her burst costs 4.
Yeah, I keep thinking it's 3.
I always think it's 3 because like it's similar. It's like similar to Fischl's, but then you realize how much extra damage is tapped onto Kaching's burst, and you're like, yeah, it stays 4. It's too. It should be expensive.
Yeah, keep it at 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I was expecting at least 1 food card. Oh, huh? Okay, sure. I mean, you could have thrown like a lightning stiletto out. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I wonder what their plan's going to be for next round because they are not in a good spot right here.
Yeah.
Unless
I
they're
think
just not concerned about it.
They probably mathed it out. Like the hash browns was probably enough just to pass the breakpoint, but
how are they going to take out 10 damage on the Oceanid?
See here, 5
to the wire.
Yeah. Chang the 9th, relying on a draw. Ooh, I think because they lethal. Yeah, they lethal Mirror Maiden. Very nice. Chang's kind of awkward though. I don't know why. It seems a little late to play him, but sure, why not?
All right, so now can they?
Oh, look at that!
Wow,
4 omnis. More? Ah.
5 damage is a lot to overcome.
See. Yeah, they're going for the double summon most likely. Tune? Sure. I mean, I guess. Ooh, it's too bad Mirror Maiden... Or wait, actually, no.
And they got a shield.
Yeah, George, let's go. George, my beloved. Let's see if that actually, it possibly could screw up lethal on Mistake's side, so. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here's a neat thing. I don't know, have you gotten a chance to play the new Mondstadt event?
Yes.
Did you get a chance to grab the card back that
yes,
Mistake has? Yes. I haven't had a chance to do it, but
I was once I heard Steiner talking about getting a card back, I was like, I need a card back.
Yes. Let's see here. Hold, yeah, I'm definitely glad that they're supporting it through events, although it feels a little awkward because it's basically like a limited time skin, right?
You know how they like to do their FOMO stuff.
Dude, me what I make everything limited time. Let's see here. We have a question from Twitch chat. Does Oz count for Oceanid burst? No, it does not. So Oceanid calculates her burst damage off of her own summons, not Oz or any other summons. That would be funny though. That would be really funny.
Because that would open up a lot of different deck building options though.
What's it called? I see, because the thing with Oceanid Burst is that in total, I think the maximum amount of damage you can deal is, let me think. Math.
It's true per summon.
Yeah. So two times three is 6 plus Oceanid's base damage of 2. So
Yeah. It's 8.
yeah, 8. So you'll drop someone to 8. But I mean, hey, if you added Oz, and then if you're feeling a little crazy, add Fischl's talent card. No, I'm just kidding.
Fischl's talent card.
Fischl's talent.
Wow. I haven't seen that card used. I don't think ever.
Yeah, it's really hard to pull off, but like, see, okay, it's really hard to pull off, but technically you could make it work really well.
Similarly to Yoimiya's.
Yeah. Yoimiya has a little more ease of access, mostly just due to what's it called? Mostly just due to her team synergies, and not her being able to use her burst that much. So
That is true.
yeah, all the damage comes out. Oh, that's enough. Just as we mentioned the math, 8 damage comes out, and Matt Mario takes the cake. Mistake super close, almost to winning that match. So good showing from both players, regardless.
Yeah, the shield points came in clutch there at the end from the summons.
Yeah. Yeah, good to see it. It's like, people will complain about the tier 0 deck. I'll complain about the tier 0 deck because I hate fighting it. But regardless, it's a good showing that these matches are definitely going down to the wire instead of total dominance.
Yeah, and it makes for much more entertaining matches than just, where, absolute one side. But the tier 0 decks are there because they are strong. However, that does give other players a chance to predict and know what they're going to play against. So someone who knows, I'll play against like Ganyu Freeze or, the Ocean deck, they can come in with a plan.
Overall, I like the progression of like how meta progression works inside our community, because every next week you expect the meta deck to either start taking over, and then said people who played said meta deck drop off of it and start finding counters. It's the endless cycle of counters with the way things flow here.
Staying one step ahead of the meta.
It's also since, especially because there were no nerfs this patch, a lot of things get to stay, and as a result, people are going to spend more time developing counters to the tier 1/tier 0 decks that have been coming out.
Yeah, and I think there's also room to change the meta as well, depending on. I mean, like, what am I trying to say? So every region has their own meta for sure, and sometimes other decks, like decks from other regions, come in and can change up the meta from a different one.
Yeah. What's it called? At some point, most decks, take over. I would say, like, quote unquote, like the overall meta, in general. Like, the most wild card place is EU, where they just tend to play whatever they want. But
I can respect that.
I respect it. True. Let's see here. The round is actually over, so I think we can take like a really quick review of bracket, and then we'll like jump back into a match. Yeah.
Yes, so we'll take a look at the bracket and see where our players are currently standing.
Wow, whittled it down pretty low on the 3-0s. Let's take a look here. Yeah, see if the most all matches have concluded. We'll take a look at the results though. For round 3. Let's see here.
Wow, made in China, the only one who is currently 3-0.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, Sumi coming up to the plate. Let's see what else we have here. Am I looking at the wrong bracket? I think it's correct. Ah, yes. Here we go. Yeah, Sumi showing up. I think production, I think we need to refresh the bracket real quick. There's other 3-0s. Just get a quick refresh. Battlefly is a wonderful site, but you trying to work with an OBS is something. Let's see here. All right,
like
so
Matt Mario, Cheesy Cow, and Jibatoxide all 3-0 at the present.
look at that. 5 total 3-0s, and we'll see probably some of them will be knocked out in the next round, which has started. Let's see here. Not to discredit the other players though. I am seeing more of the newer names in the people who are currently sitting at a 2-1 right now.
A lot of new faces showing up in the currently undefeated bracket, which is always a pleasure to see.
What's it called? Yeah. Yeah, and regardless, like, people who are going only 2-1 right now still have potential for 4-1s, which is overall a great showing. /3-2. We're very happy to see, people going positive in their matches.
Yes, and they can still qualify for the majors that way.
Yeah, absolutely. See here. Yep. Interesting. All right, let's see here. Kind of wonder who's going to be taking the cake this time. I think we didn't necessarily review it, and I'm not going to like rush for visuals, but G-Boot Oxide, staying very consistent with Cleave Vaporize, never letting go of that deck. And I mean, I don't blame them. It's really fun to play.
I think they just like throwing Klee bombs everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the Cleave Burst is such a nice thing to have. You can see how much damage it really does during and screwing up opponents' game plans, because if they inflicted a Hydro on you and then you got a Cleave bomb like right next to your feet, it's like, do I want to play? Because like I think I'm about to get knocked out. Jumping in, that we have I think it's AI versus Kibo.
Yes, Geo deck.
Yeah, Geo deck. Let's see. Also saw a Daya profile picture. Very nice. Oh, it's going back to week 1, baby. Ningguang, Noel, double Geo.
I am all for it. I think this deck can actually find a place with the advent of the new artifact that adds true shield points.
Yeah, I can actually take a look if they're running that. Let's see. Let me go look at the players we have right now. We got AI. See, the interesting slot in is Ganyu though, because it seems like a pretty dice heavy deck, but they might be playing sacrificial Ganyu, let her do as many shard shots as she pleases, and then goes down with the cryo pearl.
Yeah, and I think that Ganyu also can apply some chip damage and enable the crystallized reaction for additional shielding.
Absolutely. Good dice out of the gate. Look at that. Omni +1. Oh, it took a moment to decide. Let's see here. Going on to the other side, technically a deck we got to see earlier, I think, right? It was Ting who was playing the electro charged Sara, no?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure who to pick to put in as like the title character for the deck, because like technically everyone's helping, but like I think Sara is definitely the standout for the factor of giving you the boosts with a Crow Feather cover.
Yeah, and zero damage coming out.
Yeah, just opting to put up Lotus, because these little damage reduction skills are very useful to miss breakpoints on your opponent.
Yeah, and that's one thing that you have to watch out for is now Ganyu has her elemental burst up and is looking to start to enable those reactions while applying the piercing damage. I'd imagine they'll want to switch to a Ningguang afterwards and use Noel as a finisher. Kuchosara, though, is coming out right now. They have the Hydra application summon out on the field.
Yeah, let's see here. I'm taking a look at AI's deck. It's a quite consistent deck, mostly 2 copies. The only wild cards being a Lisu and Adeptus Temptation, but they got pretty good stuff. We're able to draw it. They have a Timmy, and they also have a Wolf's Greystone. So that's stuff that could all potentially come out and give them some help in the future.
Yes, the Wolf's Gravestone to close the game out.
Yeah, make Noel hit even harder. Let's see. On Kibo's side, looks like they're kind of set up to go. I'll actually take a look at what they are running. Let's see here. Oops. There we go.
Looks like they're debating right now what they're going to be doing.
A little more, definitely different from Ting's version of this deck. They have not only Kaching talent card, but also Sara talent card.
Sara talent card. I mean, to be fair, the Sara talent card does have potential.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, Sara talent card, if I remember correctly, let me just quickly double check my facts. I'm pretty sure it works that you get another
one, right?
You get an additional Crow Feather, I believe, through Burst. Let's see here.
It's just one, I believe.
Yeah. After Sora uses this, use your burst, and then oh, here it is. If a friendly electro character has crow feather cover attached to it, their elemental skill and elemental burst damage deal one more. So it's actually it's like it's kind of like her thing that she synergizes with electro characters, right? So if someone already has crow feather and then you drop burst, then you also get a bonus, another +1 on top of crow feather, which is kind of crazy.
Yes, it is pretty crazy, and I mean, to be fair, we have quite the crazy matchup right here.
Yeah, I
Not
mean
something that you'd
overall,
normally expect.
yeah, you don't tip it after as soon as week 1 passed and people couldn't unlock Llama Troll, people just drop Ning Wong. They're like, goodbye, no more.
Lava Churl is really strong,
Yeah, I
and only
mean,
2 energy for their burst is something else.
yeah, the FTK potentials, like not to say that Ningguang is like necessarily a bad card. It's just that you would rather pick Noel or Ningguang, one or the other.
Yeah, I think Ningguang has has a place. It's just
hmm
not at that time in that meta.
Yeah, I think overall, I mean, the biggest thing about just in general for TCG is that a lot of the elements are missing, like more characters that could help out synergize. Like definitely Geo suffers having only 3 characters total.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Geo's a hard one to balance out because
hmm
I mean, I don't know, or I could be making things up, but I feel like more Geo characters could always be good, but too much shielding and defensive support might make the game boring for some. I
Yeah, my
personally
pick
would love to
it's.
see more Geo characters. Maybe give me like an Ito or like a Zhongli.
I can't wait for. See, you know what's interesting though is that Zhongli is actually confirmed because they confirmed it in the boss mode for the game. Have you noticed? When you click on the uh, enemy characters, there's a thing that says immune to petrification.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's super. Even I didn't even know about that at all because like I'm not gonna read. I'm just like, oh, 30 HP chicken, get him, take him
30
out.
HP chicken.
Who cares? They're not a threat. But yeah, Zhongli was soft confirmed by the game because nobody else can petrify unless they're adding Guzhong. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe they gave him a lantern right cutscene and everything, and then the character just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Here, yeah. Back to the game though. Keqing did drop burst, dropping Ningguang to pretty low HP. Ganyu as well, only sitting on 3 HP, not able to drop off the burst safely anymore. Oh no, I stand corrected. Fast swap.
Ooh. Quick swap coming in. Ganyu coming back out, going to apply the elemental burst to spread cryo around. Additional
Yeah.
piercing damage will be coming out.
What's funny is that I'm not sure if it's Jade Screen or Lotus, but I think they like narrowly miss lethal from Kibo because they'll throw. Oh wait, no, they will get it because they have Crow Feather cover. That's right.
Yes. And that will enable them to hit lethal, which is pretty scary sight to behold, honestly. Like, this
Mhm.
game could still go both ways.
Yeah. Overall, though, not to worry though. They ended up opting to swap to Mona. I think Kibo is trying to sort of draw out what AI is planning because they have 7 dice in hand. Didn't cost a lot though. I'm not sure. What did they actually fire there? Because they're now only down to 6 dice on the Ganyu. Did they use another Lotus? I think they did, right?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Their plan seems to be stall and shield and apply chip damage all around and then sweep with Noel.
Yeah, I was definitely predicting that Kibo was trying to draw out the dice, but I mean overall, they think they're not doing that because 4 dice left in hand. Really, only you're gonna get like one more action, and then AI has 6 dice in hand. And yeah, let me think. Yeah, no, nothing too crazy is gonna happen. I think they're just gonna ramp, drop the Leeway Harbor, and then just like switch around.
Well, let's see what we got. They got a lot of options in their hand. Leeway Harbor coming down.
Let's see here.
Hmm.
Yeah, Ningguang definitely not sitting in the most healthy spot, but Noel can come out not only having the protection from Jade Screen as well as Lotus. So this summon on Mona's side is just gonna like, oh no, 1 damage. What am I going to do?
Oh, and I also think that you know, Ningguang is fine being at 2 HP because you can also use her in a way to get a 3 swap, switch into her, and then get a switch to someone else. She can tank some damage. Just gotta be careful though, because the electro charge can be a little dicey, especially with Kaching. But thankfully, she does not have any energy on her.
Finally makes their choice. They're going to be pushing over to Sara right now. Drops the Crowfeather once again. Let's see. They don't have any more movement, dice to move around, so it looks like Crowfeather will be applied to Sara, which isn't bad,
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, Kibo's side of the field is still plenty healthy. They can afford to take some of this chip damage that is coming through. The hard part's going to be breaking through the Noelle barrier. Ooh, Wolf's Gravestone is in hand now, which does enable the Noelle sweep to come through.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, now the summons actually did a lot more, because Sarah was able to plink the last shield off, so now Noelle's sitting down at 6 HP. I don't think she cares, though.
No, not one bit. And if you look at the amount of cards in AI's hand, they have a lot of resources at play here.
Oh, okay. So we got a message from Twitch chat about the thing we talked about earlier. Twitch chat claims that just tested it, and indeed a friendly summon that counts for Ocean is burst. So Oz will add 2 damage to it. That's interesting. I will lab that after the tournament. Ooh, look at that. Coming out. Getting the crystal. There's a little status next to their thing. What was that? I didn't quite see it. Oh, you know what? Geo-resonance.
Geo-resonance.
See, I don't like the symbol they use for it, because it has the boost effect, and I'm like, what does that mean? I mean, is this a racing game now?
It can be.
It could be. Genshin Racing, Genshin Kart, when?
You just climb on top of the Wanderer and just
you play Wanderer in Genshin Kart, and you just get to infinitely deploy glider. You get to fly.
Yes.
Let's see here.
It's the best strategy.
Yeah, I don't know how too happy AI is with this game going on so far, because both Ningguang is kind of out of the game, and so is Ganyu. So, and since they're playing electro cards, just one stray hydro attack will knock out either of them.
Yeah, and it's a dangerous place to be in. Thankfully, Noelle has a lot of shielding on her, but it doesn't look to be enough. I mean, unless Noelle can go for the 1-3 sweep, which is possible right now, AI's in a pretty precarious situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't quite see the boost that they used, but I think it was it. I'm not sure, but regardless, I think unquestionably Kibo is going to drop the burst. Not only having Crowfeather cover, but it's just a nice thing to have in end phase. You can deal more damage, but not sure they're doing. Oh, not opting to burst. That's I'm not sure. Mona isn't a terrible play though, because like I said, Electro Charge just gonna do collateral damage to Ningguang.
Yeah, and 2 damage is debating coming across, going to basic attack will allow them to set up for their elemental burst, but I mean,
it looks.
So Noelle is actually set up to be in a pretty decent spot. Every one of their characters is going to be below or at 6 or below HP, which means if Noelle can get her burst off and tank a bunch of hits, then she will be able to sweep.
Yeah.
But that is if she's able to tank all the damage.
Yeah. I am curious, because AI also had the potential to proc parametric by using a skill instead. Using a skill instead of normal attack on Mona. They were like, I don't have enough dice, don't do it.
Don't even try it.
They are potentially thinking about dropping AI. I haven't lost yet, and plus the dice will enable them to proc parametric, but overall probably won't give them too much of a benefit, really.
Oh, they're going for the Geo.
Oh, maybe not. Oh, yep, they are. They are gonna proc parametric.
So this is actually they're going to.
Let's see.
I wonder.
See, thankfully they have G. They got lucky with the parametrics, so they can tune their whole hand for Wolf's Gravestone if they feel like it. Ooh, you know, I just realized Mono Burst is kind of scary.
When the
Ooh.
burst is terrifying.
Yeah, even if she's, Mona being able to drop that before, being knocked out, it's definitely nice because now Kaching and Sara are going to do just a ton of damage. They got all the buffs.
So in this situation, you would definitely want to just set Noelle up, put the Wolf's Gravestone down, and save the shielding food for next turn. Mona's going to be getting knocked out no matter what happens, and so you want priority. Because then you can take a knockout on whoever else they bring up.
Yeah, absolutely. I do hope AI, well, I don't know actually, because like I hope they kind of decide to do WGS, but they're gonna opt not to. I think if that's the case, yeah. Let's see here. I think Kivo is just gonna like, let's see what they do here. Could switch to Sara early, although that is potentially dangerous, due to just Noelle being so strong. Let's see.
Yeah, it's definitely a dangerous place to be at, but not one that is impossible to get out of.
Yeah. Yeah, see, since AI opted to not play Gravestone. Oh, well, Mona goes down anyway, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's so funny. Gambler's procced at the end, and it doesn't even matter because they can't re-ramp it through Lyman.
Unfortunately not, so... Let's see what the dice roll are going to be.
Let's see here. Thinking about it. Not sure why you would keep the Electro dice, because you're not going to use it unless you're trying to ramp with Paimon. Did they have a Paimon in hand?
Not that I saw.
They might have drawn it, but that's still, it's a bit late to ramp. So, oh wait, no, WGS. I'm stupid. Duh, where else?
So if they do put Wolf's Gravestone, they can take a knockout on the Crucial Star.
Yeah, they definitely should go for it.
It is going to cost a lot, though.
Yeah,
because they would also want, and they would need to put the food down as well.
Ooh, drop the Lotus, buddy. There you go.
And with this, they should be able to take this game, unless there's some way for Kiba to take a knockout on the Noelle, which, if I count it right with the shield, there should not be.
Yeah, most likely, unless Kibo has for some reason like Julia and Goba, it's not happening. So far. Oh, I haven't lost
double.
yet.
Oh.
All right, is that enough for for Electro? Yeah.
that's enough.
Oh my goodness! No way, dude. Dude, that turnaround, that's nuts.
2 shield points, right? I counted
Crunch,
right? Yeah, okay.
9 and 3. GG.
Wow.
That's actually crazy.
Did not expect to see that, to be honest.
Dude, let's go. Double I haven't lost yet burst. Let's go. That's a hype moment. Clip that.
Wow.
My goodness.
What a showing. And that's why you never give up. Because despite the situation, you can always turn the game around.
Absolutely. Let's see here. I think, do we still have a while until... yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3 games yet to conclude, so I think we'll wait on it, especially because said people are people who are possibly going pretty high in terms of their scores. So yeah, we'll wait on a bracket review. Let's see here. While we're waiting, were there any other decks that you wanted to check out? Because I think so far we mostly got to see Sara. Not too many others.
Yeah, we haven't seen. We saw the Eula freeze, but that would be about it right now.
Yeah. I think are people only playing? No, did we see Eula Superconduct? I think we did. We did, yes. Leo is playing Superconduct Eula with a single official, but I think they dropped out, so we'll leave them be. Yeah, everyone else is playing Eula. We'll put everyone else playing Eula Freeze. Kokomi, we got to look at one. It's pretty diverse though. in terms of Kokomi, which is pretty cool. And then for Sara, we've been seeing Sara left and right. So
Yeah, she seems to have found the place out here, which is, good for her.
I mean, what I'm very glad about though is that I'm not seeing Sara Quicken. Like because I mean I love that deck. It's so strong.
Wait,
Because of
what's
the
Sarah Quicken?
Sara
Oh,
Quicken. Yeah, it's the standard double Dendro plus one Electro deck, but with Sara, your amount of damage just skyrockets, right? Because you get to like if we do some math here, right? Let's do like if you put Crow Feather Cover on Kale, and then you play Sidewinder, you do 3 damage on hit anyways, and then you add one more from Crow Feather Cover, and then you also add the Quicken application. Yeah, it's a lot. I'm not gonna do the math. I'm gonna stop there.
that's definitely a lot.
Mhm. And especially if you're able to pull off Kale Talent card, and then you get the Sprout extra damage. I think the person is just gone, deleted.
I don't want to play you. I don't want to play against you. I
No,
think
you're
that's just
playing
the
against me.
conclusion.
We are having a friendly sparring match later. It's very friendly. Trust me.
Very
I
friendly. Then
would
I'll
I
have to
would
definitely.
never I would never play Mirror Maiden Electro Charged. How could you accuse me of such a thing?
You know, you don't. You're not very convincing.
Yeah, maybe not. I think let's see here. I think I do want to look at one of the Kokomi decks though, so I'll go ahead and send that into production in just a moment. Here, you see. I'm very interested because we were just talking about in VC before the stream started, but there is a DP deck in with Kokomi, which
A
is the
DP.
what's it called? I'll say it once. It's Justin's death penalty, which is the ultimate stalling deck. Your opponent never gets to play the game.
Is that a Kokomi Barbara deck?
So the core is usually one Hydro plus Diona, and then people have started to slot in Kokomi. So this one is Barbara, Diona, and Kokomi.
Gotcha.
So I mean, it's either that or I pick this one's a little more interesting. It's Slot's deck. It is Bennett, Kokomi, and Mona. So double Hydro plus Bennett.
Well, I mean, Kokomi is a. She is a catalyst user, so I guess her normal attacks would be able to apply
Mm-hmm. What's it called?
Hydro.
It definitely see because from my labbing experience for Kokomi, I think we'll just go ahead and do both. Why not? Let's see here. Which one is this? This is a lot. And then this one is Kikudo. Let's see
Well, we are
here.
moving into the last round.
Oh, we
Correct?
are? Oh, dang.
Not. I don't mean like right this very second. I mean
I'm like,
coming
oh,
up.
right now? Oh, no.
Coming
Yeah.
up is the last round.
Yeah, one more match. Yoni versus Lost. I think, is this Lost or Tio? Heck yeah. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Never mind. Never mind.
How dare you?
I confused it for our Tio Lost, who's very cool, so. See here, yeah. I think we'll go ahead and we'll give Kokomi featurette. Yeah, let's see here. All right, so let's kind of review the let's review Kikudo's deck first because it's the more one that's a little more common. Let's see here. So interesting. It's actually I wouldn't even call it the death penalty deck because it's not really what what they build. Um, so usually said penalty deck usually builds the Tubby engine. You
The
know,
Tubby engine.
yeah, they usually use it, but I don't see Tubby anywhere. But they still have a lot of location cards like Liyue Harbor, Dawn Winery, Favonius. So that's interesting. But there are some staples that still remain constant, which is the Diona talent card, which most of the death penalty decks run.
So what's the fun in the current? Sorry, where's the fun at in this deck that we're seeing?
The other opponent doesn't get to play. That's the fun part. You have so much sustain through Barbara and Kokomi that you get to heal so much, and then you also get to freeze them, and you just get to take a nice break until round 14.
Wow, how fun!
You know, I mean, I think it's a valid. It's something valid overall because I wouldn't really get too mad at this deck honestly because it's not really capitalizing on what makes DP so strong, right? Because the Tubby engine usually brings in the other cards that heal off field, so like that's what
Yeah.
makes it so incredibly strong. This one, I wouldn't call it more aggressive, but it is running Magic Guide, so
It's always amazing what people come up with. That's
yeah.
what I'll say.
Even more interesting actually is that Diana does have Sackbow as well. So like, you know, I mean, Sackbow is there for the utility, not the damage. But overall, I mean, it's not necessarily capitalizing on DP's strengths, which is interesting to me.
Yeah, and I guess I'm just taking a look at it and trying to figure out, it seems to be maybe weak to hyper aggression, or if not hyper aggression, then big burst like the Yo-Yo Mia we saw earlier. But
Mhm.
we're jumping into game 5, Tom versus Robot Wizard.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't get to talk about the other deck. I focused a little too much on DP, but it's still a neat deck regardless to see. Tom versus Robo Wizard. This is a pretty neat match. I was thinking about getting the 5-0 people, but it's all right. But if you're curious, it is Sumi versus Matt Mario, so we'll wonder how that game goes. Let's see here. Robot Wizard, obviously a very strong player, coming once again back with his Eula Freeze, which that's how I learned how to play Eula Freeze to this deck. So, let's see here. Got great dice at the start, but ultimately can't use it because Xingqiu needs to come out first. Let's see here. Ooh, dropping an NSC. Not sure why. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, didn't I think they held on to 3 electro dice and like, wait a minute, I don't have Paimon.
What is this? What is going on here?
Yeah, so they quickly, made the quick switch, swapped it over to Liben ramp instead. Which I mean, that's great because like I mean that's like it's such a subtle little thing that like you need to watch out for that like as a player myself, like I'd be like, oh right, I should do that. I forgot.
Yeah, and because the flexibility is always a good thing to have, because your deck's not always going to draw perfectly in every.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, standard Xingqiu setup. They're both gonna go for burst. Curious if Tom runs anything interesting in this version of Klee Vaporize, because I mean, for starters, there is Agent. Let's see here. Let's see. No, looks pretty standard. No wild cards. Double on everything. Only difference being there is General's Helm added to miss break points. No Bennett talent card, so that would be a bit of a deviation when you play Bennett, but
No Bennett talent card.
it's possible they're relying on drawing General's Helm to just miss the lower HP threshold, but that's a bit of a risk overall. Bennett talent card in general is just so strong, so taking it out is usually not the norm, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's something that you can still make use out of for sure.
hmm Yeah, Tom opting to drop parametric, gonna get sorry. Gonna get that rolling. Robot Wizard does need to watch out for accidentally proccing that, because yeah, actually it doesn't even matter. He doesn't have a choice to try to avoid proccing it, because you have to use Chongyun's skill here without question.
Yeah, because that's basically what the driver of this engine is going to be about.
Yeah.
The question is, what else would they make do with this turn? They have 6 elemental dice compared to the 2 of Tom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Robot Wizard opts to save his parametric. I think, yeah, there's not really much of a reason to try and like get greedy, use it up right now. Ooh, Bennett comes out. Let's see. Chongyun's Frost Layer, nice. Let's see. Now, unless Tom has a star signs, let's see. They do not. Oh, they're just swap stalling them. Interesting. Yeah, and as a result, Robot Wizard takes the response, just ramps for next turn. Very interesting.
And both players end their round.
Mm-hmm.
So Leaving will go up to Chew, not at 3 just yet. Looks like Robot Wizard will be able to attack first this turn.
See, what's so nice about parametric is that even if you don't proc it, it still lasts you to the next turn. So I mean, once the next round starts, it's like, hey, it's here.
It's just hanging out, you know.
Mm-hmm. What's it called? Like overall, like not like I mean, like it maybe it's like ill advised from like my understanding of the game, but like having a parametric that just leads into the next round really isn't a bad thing.
No, not one bit.
What's it called? Klee gets stuck in the freezer. Went a little too far into Dragonspine. Let's see. And Tom is gonna have to rely on Bennett and Xingqiu right now.
It's always the freezer.
It's always the freezer. I just like calling it the freezer.
How dare you?
It's better than calling it frozen, and then I'll sing the song and I'll get a copyright strike.
No.
Nice. Strike of Fortune comes out. Not gonna honestly do that much though. I personally would have opted to use, what do you call it? The skill, so you could get Pyro onto Chonyun.
Yeah, I would have thought they would do the same thing, but now Bennett is frozen, and as is Klee, which means that Xingqiu's the only one left to swap out Chew, and Robot Wizard is in complete control of this matchup right now.
Yeah, and you have to be very cautious when Chonyun has all the pieces of the puzzle because it does 5 damage per normal attack, so it is not something you want to mess with. In fact, both Bennett and Xingqiu are at lethal range, so not safe to swap to either of them.
Absolutely not. And that's something. I wonder how they're going to be able to get around this.
Yeah, it's overall none of the characters just. Oh no! Didn't realize the burst was up. Klee is out of the game.
Klee just got cleaned up right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thankfully Robot Wizard hasn't drawn Gambler, so they're not going to be able to just completely queen sweep Tom off their feet. But you know, regardless, not the greatest position to be in.
Not one that you would want to be in. Let's just say that.
See, now potential lines that Tom could definitely play are the fact that number one, they have Xingqiu burst up back again, so Bennett could just start ripping away, but ooh, that lethal comes out. No more rain swords for you. See, now last character left is Bennett, but I did joke about the clean sweep, but Robot Wizard has one more dice. I think they're just gonna tune and knock him out. Oh, with skill too. GG's.
Yeah, that's going to be a game. Getting the screenshot to come out here, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, you gotta keep your eyes open for Chonyun burst. It is such a strong burst, sitting like pretty much right next to Diluc's in terms of damage. You know, 7, 7, and 8.
Yeah, and Yola not even really showing up that much in that matchup right there.
Yeah, pretty much. It's interesting because most people obviously they'll call it Eula Freeze because Eula's more popular, but you know, it's the Xingqiu Chonyun core that carries a lot of these decks and makes them just so incredibly oppressive. Like those guys, they clean up.
Absolutely. Well,
Mm-hmm.
what a game though. Always interesting to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. I think we most likely have another one. Maybe we'll drop into the current 5-0 match, Sumi versus Matt Mario, which would be great to watch. We'll see what production decides, though. Let's see here. Oh, speaking of, let's go. It's oh my goodness.
Oh,
you know,
that is.
I know why. What's it called? We usually feature the 5-0 matches, but I think I understand why it wasn't dropped into first immediately because we were just gonna see passbacks back and forth of the summon army.
Look at all those summons.
My goodness.
Whew. That is the most summons I've ever seen in a match.
Yeah, absolutely. I can actually see the person who is hosting the watch party for us in our server, Mr. Pietro's TC head, is probably jumping out of his seat right now. Double Mirror Maiden in finals.
Is that their favorite?
Yeah, Mirror Maiden. It's his profile picture, so Mirror Maiden is his favorite character. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, dude! Look at all that damage. No.
How do you even calculate all that?
Does Matt Mario have turn priority? Because I think Ocean is just gone.
Jeez.
Oof, yeah. Oh, I think Matt's Mario's screen froze. Looks like the stream lagged out. It's no big deal. It's Wi-Fi. It happens sometimes. Let's see here. We're gonna go back over, check Sumi's policy. Oh, okay. Thankfully, Matt Mario does have turn priority. So, let's see here. What they do. I think it's not. They don't have any protection though. So, if Sumi just opts to, hey, I'm gonna swap to Mirror Maiden. I think Oceanid has run its course.
Yeah, it looks to be that way. I feel like
Definitely.
this matchup is how the summons just work out, because that is a lot of damage to calculate at the end of each turn.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't actually know how well mirror mirror on the wall. Mirror Maiden Mirror Maiden mirrors, work cuz I feel like once someone just like gets like that one advantage of like a summon and like we actually did see it once we dropped in someone I think it was Sumi that used the send off to push away one of the summons. Pretty much like who can sustain the most numbers really.
Oof, that is something else over there. But
Yeah,
right now we have, looks like, what do they do in this situation? They have the Adeptus in hand, but not the energy to use it. Looking to swap in for the Mirror Maiden.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt Mario definitely looking to swap over to Mirror Maiden most likely, but the other potential play is Lotusing on Oceanid and then being able to. I think you will avoid lethal by just one, which is a little scary. Speaking of lethal, there goes Oceanid. Bye bye.
And you are out of here.
Mm-hmm. See, Fischl comes out though, goes ahead and drops the Oz again. Really one of the parts of the deck that really emphasizes its power, being able to just slowly drain away your team with electrocharged.
Such fun to watch it, Joe. Just slowly take over.
It's funny. We like especially because it's based off Genshin, so people will always make cards based on their creativity. And I'm like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if they added like resistances sets? You bring it specifically to counter someone's matchup.
You're just like, you know what? It's like side decking. Okay, I'm gonna bring this card just to counter that one deck that I hate.
I mean, it would definitely happen because like you could see it's actually okay. It's weird because there's the resistance sets, but they don't have a set that is anti-cryo and anti-hydro in the game.
True.
Like it's super weird. Which I think for game balance reasons, they don't want you to have an anti-cryo set because it's sometimes their gimmick in the abyss. It's like, oh, you don't get to move anymore.
And everybody loves that, right? Right?
I know, right? Oh man, I love it when I'm effective with the cryo and then my attack speed becomes non-existent.
Who doesn't love that? It's my favorite thing about playing the Abyss.
I know, right? Let's see here. Overall, Sumi looking like they're equipping Fischl with something. I think they dropped a Lotus, and they're probably building towards a burst. I think they had a star signs in their hand. I'm not quite sure.
Not that I saw, but I might have missed it as well. Looks like they're debating on how they can take this final 2 knockouts. They do have their bursts up, but not the energy currently to go ahead and achieve it. It would only do 2 damage though.
Yeah, that's a call. Not necessarily a jab at Matt Mario. Obviously, like these are two very good players, but he usually is starting to get very close on time. We noticed in both rounds. Obviously they're not stalling. They're trying to really think about their plays and like be careful, but you could get tripped by timer, and that's really bad.
Yeah, I've never had timer run out, but I know it's definitely possible, and I've seen people come very close, like in the last game where they got down to HP or
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I myself have gotten very close to timer because I took too long to think. I'm like, come on, think. Like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, and then like it can totally screw you up sometimes. Yeah, putting out Liven to kind of like hold it out because they're deciding between like dropping an influx blast onto the opponent, which if they do that, of course, it'll stop them from ramping with Liven. Oh, okay,
Liven's
no.
the best boy.
Yeah, he is the best boy. No influx blast. I think that's fine though because Sumi doesn't really have any. Let's see, it doesn't really have any dice left, so the end phase is just gonna come out. Electro charge does a little zap. Very good.
Libin will be proccing down.
Yep. Really good setup on in terms of summons on Sumi's side. Not only proccing the Electro charge with the bird, but also Oz also reapplying Electro. So now they can get another Electro charged in the next phase.
Not the best elemental dice rolls.
Yeah, I think they're okay. They do have dice fixtures, so should be fine most likely. Again, flipping over to Matt Mario's side, they do have lethal with burst, I think, unless it's 5 damage. I think it's 5 damage, right?
They'll have to pop the Adeptus to be able to get the burst.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, and it's also really tough because, since there is the hunger mechanic, you can't stack the food, so, Matt has to decide, like, oh, do I want to, take lethal, or maybe I, sustain myself a little bit. Oh, 3, huh? I thought it did more. You know what? I'm probably used to the fact that they have a Hydro debuff on them. Oh wait, but Official does have the Hydro debuff, so maybe I'm just crazy.
You've lost your mind.
I've lost my marbles, that's it. I am pretty hungry, so... What's it called?
You and me both.
Let's see here. Goes ahead and heals up. Gonna drop just a standard normal attack. See, I'm really curious if someone can do it if they weave Official Talent into EA this deck. Someone's gotta try it.
You know someone will. And I think that's
Someone's
okay.
gotta try it. I mean, because here's the thing. There's the talent that does people do look at is Mirror Maiden talent, because you being able to reduce the opponent's dice cost or increase the cost on swap is, while it's not the craziest thing, it's definitely a potential thing that for decks who need to rely on being flexible and moving around.
Yeah, and I think it's something that honestly is better than some people give it credit for. I definitely believe that it has a lot of potential.
Yeah. See here. Thankfully, they're able to hit lethal just right with the cage coming down. So now it's a Mirror Maiden 1v1.
I'm surprised that we got to this point. It looked like for a while there that Made in China was ahead. I mean, they still are ahead, but 2 damage coming out. Let's see.
Absolutely. Let's see here. They're probably, right now they don't have it, but they'll probably inflict double Hydro debuffs on each end. It would be really funny if they had Lucky Dogs, so they could just skill spam each other to oblivion.
Just slowly have this game go on.
Yeah, slowly chip away the health.
Who would do that?
I'd do it.
I know you would. How dare you?
I know. See here. Paimon ramp makes sense, but yeah, Matt Mario definitely wants the whole turn advantage because Sumi, who actually it's kind of oh no, they have 1 dice. It's fine. Let's see here. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. They're gonna be on 1 HP. Ouch. Oh, no food.
No food.
I think that really kind of sucks because I think as a result, I think Matt doesn't have many lines left to play. Let's see what happens though.
Matt's on the end of the rope right now.
Yeah, Sumi probably gonna just drop the nuke. Let's go ahead and flip over to their side and see what's going on.
Just drop the nuke.
Oh yeah, that's it. Influx Blast, take the game.
Yeah, so good game, good showing by the mirror matchup, and showing us just how strong both those decks or that deck can be.
See, it's the faded grand finals in EU that we never technically had because they both had Mirror Maiden, Electro Charge, but because they have to swap decks, they couldn't mirror it.
The Mirror Maiden mirror matchup.
The Mirror Maiden and the mirror matchup with the Mirror. I'm just gonna call it Mirror on the wall. Who is the most Electro Charged of all?
There you go. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I think most matches have concluded, at least ones that are streamable, I should say. But yeah, congratulations to Sumi for taking a 5-0. Great to see them back able to compete.
Yes.
And no discredit to Matt Mario. Absolutely, did their best to break through that matchup. Still going 4-1, obviously.
Whew. So, with that being said, what are your thoughts so far on the meta moving forward?
So far, I mean, I mentioned it earlier. Since there was no, no nerfs, which I'm actually very happy about. I think, in terms of balance, you don't want to start, knocking out things left and right. Mostly because the game is very new. Like, Mirror Maiden EC was a deck that was only found like at majors, last time. So, like it shows that the game has a lot of things to grow through, but I think the thing that people are mostly focusing on is trying to now tear down tier 0 and tier 1 decks such as like Ganyu Freeze, Mirror Maiden, EC, Quicken, Double Dendro, Quicken Chicken, stuff like
Double
that.
Dendro, Double Dendro Quick and Chicken. I love the name of that.
Say that 4 times fast. It's a tongue twister.
I there's no way. There's no way.
No way. We'll do it off stream. It's not for now. Let's see.
So I wonder how some of the other matches are doing right now. Especially as this is the final round out here.
Yeah, I think. Let's see here. Let's see how many matches have concluded. We have how many left? One, two, three, four. Four matches left. Okay, so yeah, I think it makes sense if no games are no longer streamable because if there's only four matches left, then like mostly everyone finished.
Yes, and so we'll just have
Let's
to
see.
make do with the best that we have.
Yeah, no problem. No problem with that though. I mean, we got to. I'm pretty happy with the matches we got to see because we not only got to see, because during round five, we usually try to prioritize the 5-0 match. So as a result, other matches may get pushed to the wayside. Because we want to showcase the winners, right? They worked hard to get there, but we got to see, because Robot Wizard went so quick, we got to see not only him but Matt and Sumi duke it out in their mirror.
Yeah, I am immensely satisfied with the games so far. They were all really well done,
Mm-hmm.
and some close ones showing off a lot of the new cards that we have, and just how the meta is shifting and what it can do moving forward.
Yeah, what's it called? Because I spent all week like labbing Kokomi, I didn't really get a chance to start there learning counters to the current meta, but I'm very interested in the presence of the Sara Electro Charged. That's a really interesting deck, and we saw, a demonstration from Ting today, just dropping the 13 damage stiletto. Like, you're crazy, bro.
Absolutely, and so I feel like with these cards coming out, how are people going to make use of them to really, push the meta forward more so than it
Mhm.
already is? And I think that's one thing that's really cool is people get more time to experiment, and then it's like, okay, what comes after? What comes next?
Yeah. Thankfully, our production is working on the top deck list, so we will see that in just a moment. I don't think we're going to be asking for like more visuals on screen. I think we have kind of enough to talk about while we're chilling here. Any other questions you had, sort of about like other decks, other meta? Oh, thanks, Sleek. Right away, we got it.
Our
These are
5-0 made in China first place is continuing the trend of showing the Oceanid, the mirror matchup.
Yeah. Oh man, this deck list showcase is feeling very blue. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
So,
Oh
things to keep in mind
no.
for next week. Counter these decks and you will do well.
Counter. Someone cooking. See, okay, this may be very unbased. I think this is like a little silly. We have from production we have one more 4-1, but we're waiting on their match to conclude, which is fine. We don't want to make you guys wait too long on who's going in top right now. Let's see here. Let me check who's possibly going 4-1. Let's see here. I think it's Sabriz versus Risa. So either Sabriz or Risa can take a 4-1. Let's see here. I think. Let's see. Oh wait, I think. Hold on. Oh wait, my bad. I might have read the wrong thing.
How dare you?
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think production will update it once the 4-1 concludes because I actually don't think it's those two players. It might be someone else. So see here. I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel about this?
I feel as if there's a lot of two colors here, purple and
Yeah.
blue.
hmm think
So,
we probably need to swap because if Attila went 4-1, then there needs to be swap mistake. I mean, we'll at least get to see it though. Let's see. Eshifrans is the one.
hmm. So,
Mhm.
bring something back. So maybe it's time to add that Zhao
Mhm.
card in that I never can remember the name of.
Lament. Oh
Lament.
well,
Bring it.
Guardian's Oath, but I'm just gonna scream Lament every time.
Because there's a lot of summons out here.
Mhm. See, the thing is that it's send off slash lament is very weird when fighting Oceanid because the reality is that she just gets them all back instantly because she has the ability to two summon at a time. So like, I don't know if you really want to use um what's it called? I don't really know if you want to like be using lament at all because it's like she's just gonna get it back.
Yes, but
Mhm.
it forces her to have to use the next turn to get them all back.
True. If you could create a big disparity in between your round dice economy, it does have the potential
It is a tempo
to
play.
mhm. Yeah, it is a potential thing. Okay.
The only issue with it is with that tempo play, you do screw yourself over because it's also a tempo play for you too. So you
Mhm.
essentially have to take the current round and push it towards next round, which is why it's not seen as much.
Mhm. Yeah, I see.
But if you can create a situation with a deck that is okay with stalling, say for example like a stall deck, it could be good as a one of. At
Mhm.
least just from my 30-second brainstorming.
Yeah, that makes sense logically. Let's see. It's actually we could take a quick look at the variances between the Mirror Maiden decks because we have Sumi, our winner, or just Made in China. Both work. Um but let's see here. I think they have the most like the longest Mirror Maiden deck list because they're running not only a single copy of General's Helms, Adeptus, a very dangerous card with three characters who have potent bursts. Is there anything else you observed looking at the other decks?
Um, a lot of them seem to be quite similar with a little bit variations. Nothing stand out ish. Depth of Temptation in the Kaori, but also in the first place made in China. It's not in Matt Mario's deck. But yeah, for the most part, they're all pretty standard, and I think that's to be expected, especially with where the game's at. There's not a large variety of support-based cards yet, so a lot of decks are going to look very similar until we can get more of those options available.
Yeah.
But did you notice anything out of the ordinary that you wanted to discuss?
Honestly, looks pretty standard. The one thing I do like to know is Kaori actually has a Lucky Dogs on them. So the it's a weird thing, right? But technically all cards in the deck of Electro Charge Mirror Maiden can take advantage of Lucky Dogs because they're just gonna be mashing skills like Fischl, she's not really gonna use it. But like Mirror Maiden always loves to spam skills. Ocean is always spamming their skills. So like, it's definitely something they will end up using. Let's see what else. Any other interesting picks out I can see from this sea of Mirror Maidens. Let's see.
You mean this Oceanid of Mirror Mains?
Ocean and a Mirror Maidens, true. And then Fish was just kind of there. It's like hi. See, I have to do that test that someone said in Twitch chat. I wonder who said it, but you can get a friendly Fischl to assist your burst, which is just crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd have to go and check out what the elemental burst says.
Mhm.
It says, let's see right here, deals 2 hydro damage for each friendly summon on the field, deals
Mhm.
plus 2 additional damage. So it is friendly.
I see. Let's see here. I think otherwise, unless you had anything else to mention, I think this is pretty much it. It's a sea of mirror mains. There's not. It's not. There is two other decks on the side. Of course, the graphic has a limit, so we can't put everything in. But Attila going 4-1 with their Yoimiya Burnjin or RGB with Xingqiu, Chicken, and Yoimiya. Attila's favorite deck. Really love to see it. And then Escher Franz going Quick and Chicken another undeniable tier 1 deck. But yeah,
The
I think
Quicken Chicken.
the Quicken Chicken. Double Dendro Quicken Chicken. Yeah, but I think that is all we have to look at right now. But we're not necessarily done here because I have a lot of announcements to read because it
Oh,
is
no.
a busy week in GITCG land. So I
He
think
does
let's
have a
see.
lot of announcements, so be careful.
Let's see here. I think we'll go ahead and swap back as soon as that happens.
So do you want to go ahead and announce them?
Yeah, I'll go quickly go over the list. So actually, thankfully, we actually got to segment out a little bit of our announcements. So like earlier, we said that we are not only having heated battle mode tomorrow. NA is starting, so NA players, like I know you just had this tournament, but like get ready to play, as well as that's going to be taking place technically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe a lead into Thursday because of time zones, but just keep that in mind. And then of course our weekly circuit will continue as always. We'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so you can qualify more points towards your major. The other two announcements I have to make is that our partner server, the Tavern, has its really big asynchronous tournament, which if you haven't been in school lately, asynchronous just means that you haven't been in current world event school lately. Just means that instead of like brackets like how we do or like Swiss, it just means you can match against anyone during the allotted times that they give you, which gives you a lot more flexibility. So if you got a tight schedule, you can't make it to our tournaments, that's a great place to go. They have a really because the tournament is really difficult. The prize pool is of course bigger because it takes about I think 2 weeks of your time to compete in this tournament. So
Yes.
but yeah.
So please join and have a blast doing that. It is time friendly and will be fun.
Yeah. Links to Tavern are available in our Discord in our partners tab. Just make sure you register tonight because it does close for me on my time zone. It closes at 1 a.m. And if you don't sign up, don't register, you're not able to get in. You can't like sneak in like last minute.
And you'll get in trouble. We will find you and we will say how.
No, we won't. No, we won't. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, but good luck to anyone who's participating in Tavern Tournament. In our server, though, as a nice little transition point, discord.gg/GITCG, most players do play their matches inside our server. Of course, respect competitive integrity. Mute, deafen when your match starts. But you can stream it. Just make sure you're not taking outside communication from people.
Yes. Please be
No
mindful of
cheating.
that.
No
cheating allowed.
cheating. We don't like cheaters. Let's see here. The other, as the transition point, there also is just a completely unrelated GITCG event in our server being hosted by our tournament head, MB. It is, I believe, it is a Genshin GeoGuessr, so you can check that out in our server. Tons of stuff happening this week. It's so busy. You have everything to go to. You don't like TCG? Join MB's GeoGuessr. if you do like TCG, I mean, there's tournaments literally everywhere. It's crazy.
Just join and have fun, and if you don't, come back again. It'll be a blast. But
Come back next time.
Come back
Try
next
not to
time.
go 0-5. How dare you?
The absolute disrespect.
The audacity. All right, but I think that is all I have to say. Do you have any words for the chat tonight, Reis?
I just wanted to thank everybody for being here and thank the staff that we have on hand who's supporting with this. And my name is Reis, and I will see you guys next stream.
Yeah, sorry slightly ruin the outro, but yeah, thanks to all the staff on site today. We had Binzu, Attila, and Haunty running the tournament bracket, as well as Torrin, thankfully doing production. I think he did an amazing job today. What do you think?
I agree. His first time doing production, if I'm not mistaken.
Second time doing production, but it's not an easy job regardless.
No, it's a job that absolutely terrifies me, and thank you, Torrin, for the assistance in that part.
Thank you, Torrin. Yeah, but now we will say bye-bye. So that is all for today. See you over in the server. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.